Fuck, that's a black screen. Why are we black screen? Well, hello everybody. Oh, no, we're good, okay. Hello. Welcome to the 10th iteration of Beginner Bracket. I'm your host, Lobsters. I'm joined by usual commentary guest, Aright.
Hello!
But also, today we have Cake Katakoya, or however
He
you
tried
say
his
it.
best.
I tried.
He tried his best. Dugon recently called me Cake Kit Kat, and I think that's the best one that we've had.
I did consider saying Cake Kit Kat, but
Hello, everyone. I hope we're having a nice evening.
yeah, Cake, as I'm sure even the beginners must be aware, regular TO of the community. Maybe not aware, yeah, he has to start running events soon, TM.
Soon.
But yeah, Cake is a regular TO of the community. He'll run a bunch of events, and is also a regular commentator. So you'll be pretty
And
familiar
a
with Cake if you hang
disgusting
around.
dive kick masher. Do not forget that title.
That's right. For the people who don't know me, I suppose, because I haven't been around for any of these beginner brackets so far, I'm a Beelzebub player from the UK. So, yeah. That's enough to make a riot laugh.
I don't understand what was so funny. Apparently I'm Robot Lobster.
You've activated the robot mode.
God damn it.
Yeah, that is funny because British Bubs is the most fucked up thing you can think about.
Wow, okay, so he was laughing at me, I see. I thought he was laughing at Lobster's mic, but alright, I see.
No, Lobster's
I've been
mic
here
is
for
like
5 minutes and I'm already getting bullied by my co-commentator.
cake. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be finding about 10 to 100 more times chances of bullying me on commentary.
Yes,
so let me have my chance.
Anyway, we start getting our first match on the stream, and I can leave you in the hands of our two commentators and get my robot mic off the comms. Our first matches would be Part 2 and Jibak. Somehow Part 2 is already in the room, even though I didn't call out matches at this point. So
How the man just... Hey, you spoiled it in the UI.
oh, I did. That's true.
Hey. Very observant.
You did spoil it there, so...
Alright, I'll fade into the background now and leave you in the hands of our two commentators.
Alright, good luck there in the background. And now we can take it over to our 10th week of our beginner bracket here. As Lobsters introduced, I'm Araya, joined by Cake, with whom I haven't commentated for about half a year now.
It's been a fat minute. We used to do commentary quite a lot together, and we just haven't. I've been going.
Then you started, yeah, I want to do tournaments.
Yeah.
And then he never came out to the Day of Light of commentary ever
I
again.
tried to do commentary and TOing at the same time. It is very difficult when you have any kind of production value. I don't know if any of you guys were watching Praise Last earlier, the event that Pap run. Pap does solo commentary and also does tons and tons of production at the same time. I don't know how he does it. It's really difficult.
That should be very, very... unless you have a lot of tools that ease in the whole process, it is freaking hard. I cannot imagine doing that. But yeah, let's not...
We're going into our first game here, and I have a little bit of the intel because about half an hour ago I actually played a set with Jabak on the Belial by becoming the great ranked demon of Europe once again. They're pretty good, actually. Very solid, kind of fundamental knowledge of playing the character. There was only a couple of games, so I'm uncertain how much progress there is beyond that. But having good fundamentals is, of course, an excellent thing to have as a beginner on this game. And we'll have to see if it goes for both players.
Well, if you have Intel on Jabak, I will get with Intel on Part 2 because Part 2 has been around the community for several beginner brackets and some games, and probably one of the getting near to the Lunalu status because he's been trying a lot of characters and he's been playing a lot of Lunalu matches against Polaris. So probably in character crisis level where, you know, still picking a character which one you want to dedicate your time. By the way, good jumping there from Jabak. Oh. But on the other hand, I'm still surprised seeing Zeta instead of Soras, you know? Like, that's a jump in play styles.
It definitely is, yeah, two completely different kind of characters. But I do want to ask, since you used to play Zeta, what do you think Zeta should really kind of be looking for in this matchup?
First of all, let's be real here. The biggest threat of Belial is Fireball game, because it's very goddamn hard to play Fireball game for Zeta when her laser doesn't go for the fireballs anymore. Oh no. That DP you have to interrupt it with an anti-air.
Yep.
And another thing is that... Oh! Come on, pick up! Oh.
Nice. Unfortunately, no pickup off of that, but the reversal attempt is still good nonetheless.
Yeah, and the second thing, and well, I couldn't really say what exactly. I can only say from the general gameplay knowledge that I have about this game what Zeta wants to go for, because I've switched off Zeta to Vasaraga when Belial came out.
Ah, okay, alright.
So I have next to zero management knowledge.
So my question was fundamentally flawed, I see.
It was very fundamentally flawed. But the second,
Nice,
second part is basically Belial. One of the stronger tools as why he's very threatening in neutral against a lot of buttons is his far H basically. But Zeta has the power of negating that, because you can still play with 2M pokes most of the time and catch out the startup of the things. She really likes playing at that range where Belial far H is prevalent. So, oh. That spot dodge on. Could have punished that spot dodge on the Pogo really hard. But yeah, I need some time to get used to this commentary thing again, even with you now, Cake, because it's been a while.
It's been a moment.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to say things when you're not saying things.
I'm kind of just sitting here and observing for the moment, because we see this matchup quite a bit at like the high level of Europe. With, two of Europe's kind of best representatives of each character, Dragori and Svampen, playing semi-regularly.
Yeah, this is another thing that you don't want to do laser as Zeta.
Yeah.
Because Belial has the funny parry, the Daddy Give Me Some Sugar as its name. It's basically a stance where he's flamboyantly walks forward and parries everything that comes in by nothing personal, teleporting above you and stomping you. That's what happens for everybody to see.
Command grab.
Yeah, good. Oh, too high for the Pogo.
But yeah, something else I just want to mention, since it was how that last round ended, is Wake Up Super in this game is not always a very good option, and by that I mean it's barely ever a good option. This game has an extreme kind of prevalence of safe meaties. For people who don't know what that means, a meaty button means it hits your opponent on their wake up. A safe meaty is a button that hits your opponent on their wake up, but recovers before any kind of reversal attempt comes up. And all safe jumps will beat moves such as reversal supers.
Another thing to mention about save meaties and save jabs. By the way, we're kind of missing the game because there's like violence happening there.
There is. MDP is doing work.
Yeah, MDP is doing a lot of work.
I can appreciate the attempts to interrupt MDP when it comes out, because MDP is plus on block. And that is how you have to deal with the move. It's just the timing needs to be slightly earlier.
Nice anti-air there from Patu. Gonna go for the Oki there. Doesn't really continue with the pressure very strongly, I guess. Oh, no idea. I'm not currently trying to figure what is the issue on the Patu sides, because we can already see that Jabak definitely has an idea what you want from Belial, both neutral and pressure-wise.
I think generally a lot of the issue right now is on defensive side. One of the things with Bell is there's always a lot going on in every aspect of his play. So up close, dealing with the fireball is particularly difficult, and he can put you in a lot of different situations with the follow-ups, and he can be ambiguously plus or slightly minus, and it's kind of hard to tell. But also, at the same time, there has been a lot of pressing buttons on defense, such as that. There's a wake-up button there. And pressing buttons on defense, same with supers, is very, very risky, because you will always lose to a meter.
I did say on the last beginner bracket, when Top Shooter did ask a question, how do you improve your defense in this game? Blocking doesn't kill you. I did say that line.
Down backing is very, very strong in Grambler.
Because, generally speaking, for people to do damage on you, they will have to commit something.
That was a good overdrive, by the way.
Yeah, that was good OD, but now you're kind of sitting on the set point here, and it's you.
Caught out by the sweep there in the end.
Yeah, so they changed the idea of why blocking doesn't particularly kill you. Generally speaking, when you block hits, you're gonna eventually return to neutral and you'll get another chance of playing the neutral game, right? But the thing is, if the opponent wants to do damage while they're under pressure and you're blocking, they have to commit something, either throw or special to chip you, right? Any of these actions, and they have very specific counters, which you can either A, read, or at highest level, even option select. So it's worth to say that for starters, to improve your defense, you want to look into it. What are the benefits of blocking, and why does mashing not work?
Blocking is very, very powerful. It's not to say, obviously, it's mindless. There is still stuff to be aware of while you are down backing. And against a character like Bell, he can definitely make you very aware of some things, even when they might not be coming, such as his command grab. So it's just a matter of staying patient on your defense.
A lot of
things
that
to the things that you need to actually mash against or jump over and whatnot.
You even for trivia, it's not even the command the command grab. There is the fireball game. One of the fireballs just vacuums in and it's plus. And you can. You're playing a strike throw there. That is extremely fun. All right, but yeah, first game for Jabak 3-0. But we're already going to second game because we were talking quite a bit and we have no idea of our momentum because our next game is going to be Kalata against Zealot.
Well, speaking of momentum, I've seen Zealot quite a bit in the matchmaking channel for this game, which is always good. Biggest advice for newcomers to this game is the matchmaking channel is always active. People are always going to play against you. You'll always be able to ask them for advice, and seeing someone like Zealot in that chat pretty often, basically daily, getting games, getting advice on games is a very quick way of learning.
By the way, sick segue.
Sick segue? Yeah, it's like I do commentary sometimes. That wasn't a good segue. Anyways, we're segue into our game here. We've got Zeta back on the screen again. A very different matchup because while Bell can, sit at a distance and fireball you and can do stuff with your laser in order to get in, Yule doesn't have fireball. She has to be in your face to get her damage, which again means that your defense up close has to be important. And I'm interested to see how Kalata, which is a very nice tag, does things a little bit differently.
Oh, the backflip low, it's gonna get a good full combo, gonna go in the pro, and we're seeing sling stance.
Just so sitting there. Yep.
Yeah, so there's the first knowledge check that you wouldn't. Generally speaking, every character in this game has certain level of knowledge checks that you kind of want to know before playing them. Some have more, some have less. Like, for instance, the less part of like Catalina or Grand, which are basically, I don't know, very boring kind of characters of their movesets. In a sense. And then you have Yule, which goes into her parry stance, and she will parry every high and mid automatically if she doesn't do anything. So if you're pinging her that stance, you're gonna ping with the low.
So yeah, so far Zealot's really been on the offense here. The offense is well structured. That is plus, by the way, the follow-up from that flip. So you should not be pressing on that. Takes a little bit of damage here in the corner.
Was that
just
an easy input
away
SBA?
I don't think it would have mattered if it was or wasn't at that point.
Yeah, it wouldn't kill. Well, generally why I'm speaking of that, because easy input SBA, because this SBA goes into animation all the time, it does reduce damage. And that is kind of important. Even if it didn't kill, it would have left between a throw situation and a combo situation. You know, how much threat you're putting in there. But that's kind of a bit higher concept here. I'm just was wondering.
Ooh, can I hit overhead? Unfortunately, the opportunity isn't taken here, but there's a lot of overheads getting through.
Oh, I like this.
Thrown into the corner. Nice. Yep, and then that DP just comes straight back out.
Okay.
Nice, good in. Still pressuring. There's a lot of overheads coming out from both players at the moment.
Into the corner.
Overdrive.
This is like a washing machine, just rotating each other from the corner, left and right. Oh my god!
I like the attempt to interrupt there, but interrupting with a sweep isn't really the button for it. If you want to try and interrupt your stance, you want to be using Far Heavy.
Far Heavy 2M should hit both stances.
2M is also a very good button attack. Right?
Yeah. Generally speaking, when you're learning how to deal against that stance, most of the characters, it doesn't even matter is that or you're having trouble as another character. You want to have a button that reaches both stance options at any given time. If your character doesn't, well, it's called having a bad matchup against this character. simply speaking. Oh, throw, this time not in the corner.
Blocks it, does not press on the plus save that time, and that was a very nice Rhapsody.
Okay, now punish, she can punish that.
Yeah, there's no punish on the OD. I believe Zeta can spear her way in that kind of situation.
Yes.
The reversal super comes out. Is going to catch the close heavy.
It feels that Kalada is kinda impatient, I guess, now on defense. Because it's really hard when you don't particularly understand on what points you're getting resetted here. Well, that's how not knowing how the matchup or character works. But generally speaking, you don't want to use this kind of risky defense options. I like that you kind of came back here, and even on being on chip point, yeah. But still, going for such risky options usually gets people killed later on.
Anyway, speaking of risky options and kind of wanting to mitigate them, Fuzi's making a good point in the chat at the moment about confirming into EX Spear because that hard knockdown that Zeta gets from it, and that hard knockdown leads into one of the most potent things about Zeta, and that's Pogo Oki, which I haven't seen any of our Zeta players so far really utilize that
There
much.
was some Pogo Oki from Patu.
There has not been in this game so far, so
Nope.
I mean, you know a bit more about it than me, so as we go into our third game of this set, do you want to talk a little bit about Pogoroki and why it's so good?
Generally speaking, remember we talked about the save jumps in the previous match where you could basically be safe against any DPs or supers when people are waking up with them. All the invincible moves that can interrupt your pressure. Pogo's in this game for Zeta is that when she gets a hard knockdown, let it be from a throw or from an EX cooldown, she can just do a super jump into Pogo hopping, which is safe jump by itself, and it has a very potent either strike throw up situation or a less potent but still nevertheless possible to use high-low option. My god, this is... Whew.
I had to chuckle at that one a little bit. That's an interaction and a half. Counter hit overhead and a grab. I love watching beginners, dude.
I kind of like that the chat kind of became a copy pasta against Fuzilero for not anti-airing as a Zeta. And yes, as Zeta, yes, but any Zeta, do not. You can copy the aggressive play of Fuzilero, but do not copy the fact that his anti-airs are shit. Please.
Yeah, I'm sensing a theme of what we're going to be talking about a lot today, and that's defensive options. Primarily being very patient on defense, because pressing buttons in this game in situations where you don't want to be pressing buttons is a very easy way to get yourself killed. And that's a lot of what we saw there. I'm getting matchupped. Help is the thing that's coming up. You're not getting matchupped. You're pressing too much.
No. Well, let's get into the like first layer of things. Generally speaking, what both players, Zealot and Kalada, have been doing well, in my opinion, from the beginner standpoint, is that whenever you're not very sure how the matchup should go, or what are your strengths or weaknesses against your characters, it is mostly in these kind of semi-competitive environments, is to go ballsy. Just you can go as much offensive as you want, because then you're creating interactions from which you can learn. Here, right now, Yule, our Zealot, is the Zealot, the Yule player, actually went full-on offensive, and knowing that Kalada could have just blocked most of those situations and saw, this looks very risky. Why does he cancel into Universal Overhit? Can I use that to my own advantage? You're trying to gather that kind of information. The biggest information what Kalada should have gathered is that you don't want to press a lot of buttons in defense against Yule. You want to pick your timings. That's my idea for it. Like it's a simple one. They're putting in as many strong tools as their character can before they can start considering the second layer when the opponent knows how to deal with those tools. Then you can start learning this another layer and put it on top, and that's how you build your own game plan, or at least an idea how you want to achieve in your match. Yeah. With that, we're gonna see that the second game is 3-0 for Zealot, and we're done with our first round. Wait, it's already first round.
We're done with our first round. We're going straight into our second here, and there's a couple of games that I'm interested in seeing, but we'll have to see which ones
Generally,
Lobster decides to pick.
if you want to think about how Lobster picks the matches, generally speaking, he tries to put as many unique names on the stream so we could talk about everyone to a certain degree and give them pointers, right?
Mhm.
So avoiding as many, you're gonna probably not see the same players on the stream unless there's gonna be either the winner size of the Swiss part or something like that. But we'll see it in the later run of the Swiss bracket.
Just want to interrupt and say thank you, Lobster, for reading my mind and getting the 2 games that I wanted on stream without me having to say anything. That's some good stuff right there. This Lobsters guy, kinda good.
I'm kinda saddened because both Miri and Fiddy.
Mm-hmm.
I am talking too much because I'm not warmed up right now to commentary.
So I'd like to welcome you to our beginner commentary learning session today. Lesson number 1, don't do that.
Definitely.
So yeah, we're going to move into our round 2 in a second, and for our first set of round 2, we have Hellstreak here. Hellstreak, who I played twice in the past 2 days, both in tournament. Very sorry. But Hellstreak playing the same character that I do, Beelzebub, so hopefully we will... Maybe I will impart some advice. Look, if you think a Riot talks too much, you haven't seen me when there's bubs on the screen. On the other side of things, though, we have Playmaker, a player I haven't actually seen. Alright, have you seen them play?
Not yet, I think. I probably last week, but if I remember the name right. Because, generally speaking, with all the beginner brackets, last time we had a record amount of players, and not all of them could have been on the game. So if he was on the beginner bracket and I saw his name, probably we haven't seen his game on the stream. So, but we do hear some stuff that he's been learning consistently, and we'll see some good stuff maybe today.
Yeah, Lobster's saying good learning mentality and takes things well, which is always good. Having the right mentality to go into a set and learn some stuff from it is a very good thing to have. It is a skill. It is something that you do have to learn.
Alright. Man, it feels so wrong to be roasted for the thing that I do well, is talking a lot.
It's alright. Hey, it's even a matchup that I play quite a lot. I'm not going to shut up.
Oh my god.
Bugs and Percival. Oh boy.
Yes. What's the last person you played? Citizen?
The last Percival I played? Virum.
Oh, Virum. Alright.
Yeah, I haven't played Pity's Percival in a while, actually, because he picks Jeter against me because he hates my guts, I guess, and wants to subject me to torture. I don't blame him. It's okay. I would hate the British too.
Oh, it's like the man that probably you'd hate the fact that you're spamming dive kick like a madman, and it works.
So yeah, having played Hellstreak, one thing that I can immediately say about their playstyle is they don't use dive enough. Dive is a very good tool for bubs. No, I'm being serious. I'm genuinely being serious. Dive is an incredibly good tool for bubs. Some might say it is a pretty mindless tool, and they'd be somewhat correct. But that is why it's so good in some regards. So if I miss this remaining here, Thirsty X dive comes out, and it does manage to get nice anti-air. It does manage to get Playmaker in the corner, but nice DP straight out. Plus frames from the mat, holds it, nice.
I'm still waiting because you've been going. You've been going.
I've been going. I told you I'd go.
Oh, here we go. Just a reversal throw. Gonna go for a strike. This is plus. Good throw there using that. Mindless
counter. Reversal super comes out. Not an option we want to see in this game.
Yep.
The punish that comes out is Rory X Blackfly. It's not really what you want there. If you've got your opponent in the corner and you're uncertain how to punish something like a super, well, most of the time you can press, just a heavy or a sweep or something. If you're within distance, make sure you're mashing that light because it will always come out. You'll always be able to get a punish on a super with a light. Never try and punish for a raw special because it's very inconsistent.
Raw special or Raw super even. So
Yeah.
this is the wrong game for that. All right, I'm gonna get the pressure. This is I like it. Good call out on the jump, not letting to get you.
Tech.
It's one of the most regular things that Bubs players do. And wink, wink, nudge, nudge is ending with M flies in the corner. You're pushed away, and they're gonna jump, baiting you into or resetting your pressure with EX dive. That's what you all do, Bubs players. So
Good
I like
DP.
that playmaker Lily is working out here. Oh, nice. Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
So the overdrive comes out. Something that the chat is mentioning, and I'll say it here just as well, is for Percival, having your stocks is incredibly important. It's where a lot of your damage comes from. It changes the properties of your moves. And so far, Playmaker
What?
not really been using these stocks quite as much.
What was that?
That was plus frames into super,
Yeah,
which
but I
is
think
always a fun option.
Playmaker did not press a button. That wasn't even a.
So let's
Probably-
talk about that. If you are... Actually, no, let me start
Oh, I
differently.
know what happened.
Running in this game is inherently a bit of a risk because you can't run and then go into a block. There's a little bit of downtime at the end of your run first where the run needs to stop and then you can go into a block. If you are running, you can immediately stop your run by doing a spot dodge or a move or a roll. If you're in a situation like that where you've committed to a run forwards and your opponent has done a super in a situation like that, you can just mash spot dodge and you will be fine. Oh, true anthem. I like it.
I was thinking what to get into the run situations because those do happen a lot and people are. It's very awkward when you feel that kind of huge recovery after running and you can't really do anything. For instance, running into super and you're not blocking whatsoever and not pressing anything and getting punished for that. That happens a lot in the beginner levels until you learn that you can cancel in spot dodge, which is probably one of the best choices in neutral besides button. Okay, here we go.
The blocking high. I think one of the themes so far that I've noticed is Hellstrig is very kind of aware of when they should be pressing, when they shouldn't. We've seen them DP plus frames, seen them hold plus frames, knowing not to press normally on them. Haven't seen that on the other end so far from Playmaker. And I mean, Bubs as a character can be quite ambiguous in how plus or minus he is, especially when different distances come into factor. But if you're playing your opponent and you're midway through a set or at the end of a set, it's very important just to ask sometimes, hey, are you plus here?
Oh,
Because learning when and when not to press is incredibly important. Can't believe that grab worked, by the way.
It worked out. Oh, we got a combined
grab,
grab.
nice.
Nice. I like the stocks.
High grab again.
Here we go, but didn't confirm. This time
Can I hit
counter hit.
overhead?
Oh my goodness, and this is gonna be a
Bad
lot of
damage.
damage. We're in the corner, and we're gonna see more pressure here. But this time, Hellstrig getting out with the DP. Oh, I like the jump from Playmaker. It's very important to never overstay your welcome in the corner. Find ways of getting out of it is probably one of the better skills you can get in this game. All right, try to read OD there. I don't know. How do you feel about read ODing?
I think read ODing from beginners, or reading the spot dodge, is admirable, at least, because at least they are aware of the fact that, 100 meter is there, overdrive is on the table, good DP. And that's something that even a lot of players at the higher end of the game don't quite have into their mind yet. Maybe because they've been playing the game for quite a while, and the mechanic is still fairly new. But I would definitely advise beginners, once they feel ready, to learn to react to the screen darkening
Plus frames.
and keep an eye on that. So no,
Now-
I think wanting to react to OD and being aware of it is a sign of good things. Even if good safe jump.
Oh, yeah,
Even
safe
if sometimes it doesn't work and you just end up spot dodging in someone's face and getting counter hit. That's less of a good thing. That's gonna work. Far Heavy came out.
Yep. And we're gonna see a match back to the Playmaker. This is the first match from the beginning of the bracket where we see a Nala trio.
It's true.
Believe in victory. Battle one.
Alright, let's get a match. Like, I don't know what else we can tell for both players. Hellstrig has an idea on how to play around with Bob's tools. The only thing the Playmaker is missing is a lot of stacks, because those stacks would change a lot in this matchup. Oh my god.
Should kill here. Yep. Nice. Perfect, even. Very
Perfect,
good.
even.
So yeah, a couple of quick things about Bubs on defense is EX Dive is plus, EX Karma is always plus. So you don't really want to be pressing on those moves. I've seen it happen a couple of times here. Good tech.
Yeah. One thing for Hellstreak, if you want to learn how to deal with the stance here, this is one of the first Percival, I guess, knowledge checks, is that from the command dash, the slam is plus, right? Oh,
Good.
yeah, this time the Playmaker was waiting there. But the thing is, you can deal with it by spot dodging on reaction, you'll get punished 90% of the time. The only way for Percival to basically force you to not spot dodge on those options is by stopping and doing nothing.
Or grabbing.
Or grabbing, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh,
Good
nice
OD.
OD. I like
Interrupt
it.
the Karma.
Yeah. Oh no!
Plus frames, and then chips him out with the low. That was good. I like that a lot.
That was good, but Playmaker had to confirm into Spike there, to be honest.
Did have the confirm in the spike, you're right. But got the plus frames, used them well. Help of OD, obviously. Dive comes in, with
Nice,
punishes the
that's it.
far heavy. Nice. Double teleport setup.
Well, that's how the dive is generally used. It's either by your pressure reset tool or it's your one of the best footsies tool, because you're going to be whiff punishing
What
all
the fuck?
these... Oh? What?
I've seen that happen maybe once before. That's unfortunate.
Okay. Holding that pressure. Playmaker
You dive in again, catch him trying to press a button.
Boom!
Full
That's gonna be good.
charge, Black Spear.
I remember now. I did see Playmaker play because I've been doing playmaking puns the last time.
Of course you did.
Now I remember. But yeah, this is gonna be a free one. Good stuff from both players, to be honest.
It was good. Yeah.
It was.
I-
It was. Both players actually. Oh, they've been playing around each other.
Interesting. They did a first turn.
Ah, nice.
This is what you love to see.
Yes, rivalry. But generally speaking, if you have a person that you can consider as a rival, playing them and playing around, learning what they do and how they improve, you'll both climb way faster than just playing around as many people and gathering information. Even that is good, but most of the time I've learned, for instance, Guilty Gear, I've played about 200 hours against one guy. Learning how to deal with him, and then he started learning how to deal against me, so it's a back and forth ping like that. By the way, if the game's been rolling very fast, because we don't have time to do a Q&A session in the downtime.
People have been wanting to play.
Damn, gaming.
Oh my goodness. There is a lot of Yules going around at the moment. Yule is very popular with the beginners.
Yules and Cagliostros, to be honest. It may be a correlation to the fact that one of the previous publicity stunts was a Cagliostro VTuber.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes. So, yeah, about that.
So yeah, we have the forbidden second half of the weekly's mirror. My favorite. I never get to commentate this, actually. I don't think I've ever commentated this mirror, like, seriously before.
Just join the Hard Edge Weekly's commentary on the second half. You will get a lot of it.
Yes.
Oh,
But yeah, that aside, mirror matches in this game can be pretty funky. Of course, having to deal with your own tools is something that not a lot of players are used to, but we might find it a bit different in this particular mirror with the beginners at the moment, considering how popular Yule is.
That's one. And two, in the beginner side, if you're playing a mirror while being a beginner, steal each other's stacks.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to lead on to.
Just steal it. Why not?
Your opponent is doing something cool on your character, just nick it.
Just nick it. It works on you, take it.
Exactly.
That's a very fast way, and that's how you can make mirror matches really fun, to be honest. Because general consensus is that people hate mirror matches. I don't know why.
I don't know why people do. Buzz mirror is fun. It's cursed, it's fun.
The
But...
Saraga mirrors are amazing.
Oh yeah, they are. But yeah, to talk about the actual match here, this mirror is pretty explosive, to to say the least. Both characters have to get up close to each other, because Yule is a character that needs to be up close to her opponent. Doesn't have any kind of ranged option, so you're going to be seeing a lot of plus frames going around, seeing people deal with those plus frames. Accidental misinput DP there does happen sometimes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even so, with this game's far light.
Oh my goodness, run up EX DP. There's been a lot of EX pressing at the moment. You do not always have to use your EX, especially if that EX is being pressed on block. Oh my god.
Yule brain. God damn it. Okay, so one thing I've noticed, both players are guilty of it, is that Far M, for one is punishable. Remind me, is Yule Far M 7 frame by chance?
What?
What the?
Okay.
What?
Alright.
Alright.
Sorry, I forgot what your question was.
Yeah, I'm starting to forget what my question was. Oh my god. Healing Potato.
Right. How do you feel about the Yule mirror?
Healing Potato in Conjural Daily Life. Please, after the match, and when you'll see the VOD, please ping us and ask, what do you want us to talk about your match? For the love of God.
So yeah, this might be a set where we're not able to give a ton of advice, because, again, it's the mirror. A lot of advice that we tend to give to people is almost matchup specific, how certain moves work, how to counter certain moves, what you should be doing on block with them and whatnot. But Mirror's a little bit harder for that, because it's both players wanting to do the same thing. But so far, I want to say it's Potato that has got the advantage when it comes to consistent block strings, because they're using plus frames a bit more in them. Yule's Fox Flame, her 2-2X, especially the heavy one, is very plus.
Just
so it's
remind me,
good from Potato to be using that, and also good from Control, Delete Life, which is a good tag, to not be pressing on it.
Like, this is a thing that's kind of bothering me. That has a 2H on the Universal Overhead and it worked out, goddammit. Plus frames, and your PSDPing on your hit, my friend! Remind me, is ULFAR M 7 frame startup? It's very important. Oh, don't do anything! Okay, here we go.
Good, nice. I'm not 100% sure, so I will look that up now.
Because if it's 7 frames, this might be very... it's 9 frames. Okay, I thought it's kind of cursed as shit. Because Far M is punishable if you don't cancel it.
Oh, I see. I see what you're leading into here.
Yes, if it were 7 frames, and I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to say that, so I just asked to confirm it, because
Far M, punish for Far M, let's go.
That would be fucking cursed as shit. Not gonna lie. Like, then the matchup will become like Masaraga's, do not armor first, don't Far M first. But yeah, generally speaking, what I'm looking is not as many either A punishes on uncancelled buttons, because Yule doesn't particularly have any frame trap option from Far M when you think about it. Fox Flame doesn't frame trap. Scarlet Sky is... yeah, it's a true block string, at least on L, and it's not a true block string on with M, but M is punishable. Oh, Saki, yeah, 2M. You can punish it with 2M. Why not?
You can.
So yeah, generally speaking, is that not leaving so many gaps where you can get punished would be helpful. But right now in the mirror matchup, I can definitely say that you both... oh, that could be unconfirmed.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of attempted interrupts here, but Lobsters is making a good point. Again, Lobsters making very good points when I'm considering talking about the same things myself.
It's
but,
British,
it's
British, you know...
it's the British hive mind.
Yeah.
But Controller's doing a lot of rolling. Rolling when you're up close is definitely ill-advised, not only because it's generally punishable, but because rolling loses to lows. Yule, a lot of her mid-screen damage can start from a button such as 2M or even Far L, which will catch that low. So yeah, even just in general, it's not something that's generally well advised. There is a lot of block buttoning going on. Block button is good, by the way. Block button is very good because of the automatic side swap prevention. You can't be left-right mixed in this game when you're using block button. Even just in general, it's good to be on your guard when you need to be, and block button is 100% reliable.
Alright, that's gonna be a reversal DP on the far end. By the way, this seems like a set point for Healing Potato. The thing is, the point to this rolling and spot dodging, you'd think it's a really good tool because it has invincibility properties, and if you come for, say, Guilty Gear Strive, 6Ping is a very good counter poke because, you know, high body invincibility. Same as with roll, right? But the thing is, you're not using it like that in this game. Usually, it's left for very, very specific options or matchups, to be honest. And you want to really avoid that because it's just a free, as Cake said, a free counter hit opener from any button that hits lower than the waist. And a lot of good pokes in this game are R2Ms. So you might want to reconsider using roll like that just in neutral, unless you have a 5D chess argument of you're trying to call out this layer 127 option, which
so what Riot is really trying to say is don't do that.
Thank you, Cake, for stopping me in my reigns.
Yes.
I was totally not
You're
criticized by Citizen and Miri for writing a Lords of the Rings by talking.
So yeah, we're going to move into our third round here in a second. Lobster's just sorting out the sets that we're going to have on stream. But yeah, I guess in our downtime here, alright, if you had to give one piece of advice in under a sentence to a beginner player, what would it be, just in general?
Did Orion just fucking did you just fucking die? Are you good, Orion?
I think he got too spooked by under a sentence. So Araya is currently broken, suffering from the Lithuanian meltdown right now. So I guess I'll answer the question myself. And I feel like we've said it a couple times already, but it's learn about your opponents and how your opponent's character is doing things, especially on your block, and learn when you should and shouldn't press. Because you can get blown up in this game very easily by pressing in an ill-advised time. You press badly, you get hit by a counter hit, close heavy, frame trap. Your game actually uninstalls a little bit.
Hello!
He's back.
Hello, I'm back. I was thinking, first of all, for once, I was thinking of the answer. And then when I've understood that you are not hearing me, I would check my microphone. It was broke. I had to reconnect it. And I forgot what I wanted to say. So
incredible. I'll ask you on the next break.
Yes, definitely ask me on the next break. One sentence would be play more. Right now, as a beginner, you're not only lacking in, generally speaking, mechanical skill is fixable very, very quickly. But you want experience and knowledge of interactions. Very nice.
That was good. Oh my goodness, really press heavy there. So I just want to mention that we are seeing a matchup that we saw earlier. Of course, two different players going to be playing the matchup in two different ways, but first thing to immediately point out is there is a lot of lasers going on.
Lasers are extremely good for Zeta, well, if you put it on paper, because it's a instant fireball throughout the screen, right?
Uh-huh.
But the only problem is that Belial has one very nasty tool that Adamantium is not using, is parry.
Mm-hmm.
I generally, as a Zeta, I wouldn't even think about using laser as much in this matchup.
Yeah, we did mention it earlier that laser is very counterable by Belial's 5U. Immediately get in. If he doesn't get the punish, he's now in your face, and you have to hold the back of the other character with very strong buttons and very strong kind of, you know, frame traps, setups. Just very good offense in general in your face.
That was a good idea from Rin going for the throw at on wake up, but the thing is there's throw protection here. You have to account that for it. All right.
I just want to say also there is a lot of heavy pressing going on from Adamantium right now. Heavies for Bell are very, very good. His jump heavy is very good. His far heavy is an incredibly good button as well. But make sure you're using those lights as well. Saw that one open with medium actually from the blast range. So the kind of pressure that you want to see Sorry, that one kind of flew by.
Yeah, I just when you said about the Adamantium is pressing a lot of heavy buttons, and I was thinking, damn, he's not pressing them enough.
Really? I would say there needs to be more far heavy, but there's a lot of JH, a lot of trying to open upwards with a heavy. That there was a heavy button. The heavy button is not plus or not able to use those plus frames enough.
Alright. 5U, 5U, okay, gonna get into confirm. I like that Adamantium has those basic confirms. Those are very important in this game, because you wanna, every hit that you get, you kind of wanna capitalize to a certain degree, not have a lot of stray hits, have more directed hits. Even having a 1-2 button into a special and having a knockdown, that's gonna be a SSBA, which is not gonna kill, but...
Yeah, definitely could have killed if they went for the proper corner route, especially with that overdrive damage. Tries to go into maybe Pogo Oki there, but just backs out at the last second. And Adamantium takes the mid-screen back. Risky roll again. Rolls when you're close to your opponent are very risky.
Viver pointed out
not
very
able
good.
to kind of clutch out that round.
Yeah, Viver said very well about rolling in this game. You don't want to roll on a read. Generally, there's like 99% of the times if you think about rolling, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Usually.
You want to be rolling as a reaction.
There are only few instances where rolling on a read works, and they're only in like single digits amount of situation. Hence why you don't particularly need to think about rolling as an option in neutral or defense. Oh, okay, I like that kind of confirm. That's too high.
Now into the grab. It is too high, but
oh, here we go. Down to the P.
overdrive here is going to be blocked. Seeing a bit less lasers now from Rin. Nope, never mind. This is punishable.
No.
Oh no. Okay, so how to punish that move? If he is within range for the kill, you can just throw him. That is one easy way of doing it. The move does not counter throws. But if he's not, which he generally won't be, because of how generally high risk 5U is in most matchups, the best way to do it is you wait for him to shrug his shoulders, and then you close heavy him. You close heavy him, you do... Nice interrupt. You close heavy him, you do whatever combo you want from that you would normally do. You can also run into him while he is walking, and you can push him back. So if he's nearish the corner, you're more than welcome to just push Bell into the corner, wait for him to shrug his shoulders, and then you've got a close heavy starter in the corner.
It's very nasty punish. Like, the parry generally doesn't bring as much reward for how much you can do as a punish on him.
Yeah,
Right,
generally.
that's the second match for Adamantium. I don't... Like, generally speaking, Adamantium... Oh! Awesome punish! Alright. Laser. You don't want to use lasers from that close. They're -6 to 0, something like that. So, as a Zeta, it's not a pressure tool unless you're Swampin' God and have plus Fireball setups. Which is funny.
So, I feel like... Oh my god, damn grab, let's go.
No, that's L grab. That's
Was that
L.
L grab? That did a lot of damage. Good grab, nice.
I don't think an L and M does different amounts of damage. It's just... Does it?
It should do. Always M is just inherently worse.
Here we
there
go.
we go.
This
There's
is-
the 5U on the laser, and see that was a punish from basically full screen. Yeah, something I want to quickly talk about and point out is that Rin's defense in general not has been bad per se. You know, one of the things we've been going on about a lot during this stream so far has been that people are pressing in times they shouldn't be. That's not really what the problem is here. The problem is down to two things, and that is stand blocking and not anti-airing. Stand blocking in this game is only good for one thing, and that is blocking jump-ins, which that one unfortunately was not blocked in, and blocking overheads. Otherwise, down backing is always safer.
And with an asterisk, very few edge case scenarios, but you don't.
Yes,
yeah,
but-
that's just, it's not for you right now.
But yeah, the other thing as well, while we're talking about, is the anti-airs as well. Adamantium is doing a lot of kind of jump-in attempts there. While Bell Jump H is one hell of a button, it is still prone to being slapped out the sky, especially when you have good anti-air options on Zeta.
But you have to
upwards,
be
yeah.
remember, Zeta's anti-air game is probably one of the strongest in this game. We can just. She has down H, the DX spear into air. She has 2-8. She has a parry as well.
Yeah.
But parry is the least useful out of all the three. Consider these first two. Like, there's so many ways of dealing with jump-ins, and if you don't let them do the easiest way of getting their plus frames and entering on you, you're gonna go really far. By the way, Avatar Belial.
We have Jabak. Jabak is back.
Jabak is back.
This time we've got the funnier Belial, the funny man with paper skin and bones made of paper mache.
Jabak is back to. No, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Anyways, on the other side we have Huo, who was the second place in previous beginner bracket. Only losing to Akira, which Akira has been doing a lot of grinding lately as a player.
Akira's been doing work, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see who is generally speaking, from what I've seen, has good patience for a player. Like for beginner type of level player. Oh,
That's not gonna work.
that's not gonna work because we have OD on the screen. It was a funny reset there for Jabak, but this time Hua was ready to OD.
It's a fair use of those plus frames, but yeah. Just a bit more aware, was able to pop that OD at 100 meter. So yeah, we're seeing our first Jita of the night. This makes me happy because not many people are playing Jita. Let's go. That is a joke for legal reasons.
I was about to call you out. Like that's I'm hearing so much.
There is no bias here. What do you mean?
There's so much malice in your voices.
On to more serious, non me getting salty notes. Jita is of course an incredibly strong, incredibly well-rounded character, also fairly easy for our beginners here to pick up. So far there is a lot of knowledge checking going on in this round. Avatar Belial's flight and the options that you can do off of them are very potent, and knowing how to respond to each one is a skill in and of itself.
Okay, true or false? Abel is probably the second most knowledge check character in the game.
I don't know how to answer that. He's full of knowledge checks in his own way.
Yeah, but the thing is, his knowledge checks are very volatile.
Yes.
Up to 4,000 damage per knowledge check.
Definitely is, but I mean, at one point it's the command grab is less of a knowledge check after a while and just more of a thing that you need a condition into. But yeah, for the time being, I guess we'll talk about that command grab as it's coming out here. There you go, that's how you deal with it, and I don't have to do any talking. The players have established how to deal with that with us. Nice.
Yes, you can anti-air, you can neutral jump it. There are a lot of ways of dealing with it. Neutral jump is probably the best because the thing has recovery of 5 million years and a half. And you can get a jump-in combo on it. The second thing what I'm noticing that Hua is particularly not doing in this matchup is that one of the best ways for Abel to chip you at full screen is... Oh, punish! That was
punished there, maybe afraid of getting hit by a pact afterwards, which is a fair thing to think about.
Any button could have worked as a punish.
Any button could have worked as a punish there. We see the DP try and come out. If you're DPing a projectile as Jita, make sure you're using that MDP because it goes much further. Don't think MDP would have, hit him in that situation. You would have much rather done a spot dodge. But if you're going for any kind of DP to get space in against projectiles, you want to be using that MDP.
But now what I want to say, currently Jabak is, well, all Abels like to do the charge laser. By the way, that was a cute confirming the full corner, good stuff there from Claw. But to finish it up, when Avatar Belial is gonna go into air and charges the laser, you want to spot dodge it. You're gonna be avoiding the chip and you're recovering a bit faster than blocking it fully. So it is way more beneficial for you to spot dodge that, and that's gonna be a bit of damage. But now Jabak is looking really rough here, unless Hua is not gonna approach it. And
good unblockable, well done.
Yeah, you do not want to jump as much in at that range against the flight because Abel, his 5U is special in the sense that he can teleport to his last hit target. Well, he barely teleports to you, but he can do it after any special, and oh my god, that
is an Abel round. They happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Pact is not unblockable, it is air unblockable. The 5U pact. That's the one where he teleports forwards and does the kick. That one there, the 8U pact, is air blockable. So if he catches you with a laser in the air, he can 5U pact to unblockable you. That's why you don't want to be jumping. You want to be spot dodging that laser when possible.
Yep.
But of course, this is where I guess we should talk about kind of the mix-up game that goes on with Flight in general. Of course, here we see the laser come out again, but if, you know, Hua had decided to jump a little bit early, maybe anticipating the command grab or the dive kick, then that laser would have led into an unblockable. But at the same time, if they'd gone for a spot dodge, they would have been hit by that command throw. There's a lot going on when it comes to this character's different follow-ups, and it's something that you need to maybe practice reacting to each different one, or seeing what positions you can put yourself in where you can react easier if you've got options that can cover different things. Again, it's just things that people can just go in and practice in training mode. Sorry, I kind of went on a ramble there for a second. I know I yell at you for it all the time.
Yeah.
I play this matchup a lot, that's all. That is very, very minus, by the way. If you 5U packs in your face, you can press close heavy on every character.
Generally speaking, both packs have their own punishes. The 5U pack, the teleport, the flip kick, basically, is double digits. Just any button into any...
It is minus 18, I believe.
Yeah, it is insanely negative, and you can basically... You can go make yourself a cup of tea and then punish it. It's that minus. While the upper one, the 8U, which is the teleport upwards, you have to anti-air it. You have to be prepared for it, and you have to either... Generally speaking, use DP. If you can, DP is one of the best ways of anti-airing it. But otherwise, you have to be very prepared to 2H it.
Air throw is also an option, but it's definitely more of a read.
Yep.
Good, that was a really nice challenge. Just go straight in. That is a good way of dealing with light. Fair enough.
At that range, yes, but if it's full screen, we saw already in previously. Oh my goodness! Whoa.
Very good, very good.
Wait. Okay, hold up. This is a kill situation.
It is.
Oh no!
It no longer is. Something that I want to mention. Oh, this is unfortunate. The dubstep cannon's coming out. Is that if you have that meter, and your opponent is on, you know, a third of their life, you should be spending that meter. We saw it earlier in the last round where Jabak did not spend the meter to get the kill a little bit earlier. Plus frames, nice. And we saw it, of course, just there where not wanting to spend the meter, and it does end up taking the round at the end, but it gives your opponent another chance to come back when you're not willing to just kill them. So it's something you need to be aware of.
Actually, I'd like to expand that point and on the meter is, generally speaking, this game is giving you cash. Spend it. Whenever you can find a situation or on a confirm, or if you think it's going to be very beneficial for you, except for reversal supers, unless you have a 5D read. Generally speaking, if you die with 100% a bar, you haven't used it somewhere. Rush, backshift, OD, super. There's so many ways of getting the edge in the game. Even if it's not killed, you're gonna do a lot of damage and leave your opponent on strike throw situation. That's good for you. Go for it. Oh, nice OD there. Here we go.
Of course, another useful meter there is that OD. See, risky jump out, good punish. Nice and simple conversion here at the end, just to go for the full hits of the Rekka. We got 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2. And another thing for Hua, this is combo optimization. What combo you're doing right now is hella good. It's great. Lovely. But the only problem is that you're finishing the Rekka in the corner already. You can do only 2 hits of EX Rekka and pick it up with a heavy button. You will do less hits.
4 hits. It's 2 inputs, 4 hits. I just want to clarify that.
2 hits, yeah, fair, yes. You can actually get more damage out of that combo. One of the reasons why Jira is very disgusting, because from longer ranges, you're still in the corner, less damage, but you're still in the corner. But from closer range, she does obscene amount of damage. And optimizing those, like that one Rekka off, changes a lot.
So we got a character counter pick here. We're back into the character we saw earlier, the slightly less funny Bell.
Alright.
Nice in.
There we go.
Just end things in that MDP. Not a hard knockdown from it, but it's a knockdown nonetheless. Jabak is able to escape out the corner though, brings things back into the mid screen.
Alright.
Good stuff, just carried all the way to the other corner. This is how it feels, Cheetah.
And we got OD. Okay, so I don't dislike Hua using OD like that. If it works, continue doing it. Currently you're keeping Jabak off of you, which is what you want. Oh, punish!
Punish.
No, with the
That works,
character kill.
but yeah, OD is very minus when it doesn't hit your block. It guard crushes and makes you plus 20 when it does, but otherwise it's very minus. So make sure you hit with a far heavy, a close heavy if you're in range, because very, very punishable. The walk up grab though, I respect it.
Alright, I'm gonna go for Dipro. I'm seeing roots on offense for Hua, to be honest. Like some good stuff. Strike throw is there. It's not only like strike. You get just work on some punishes, work on some neutral and you.
Good pickup.
Yeah, and we're seeing Hua growing really fast. Jabak is just solid right now. Just nothing to say.
Jabak's offense is very good. We see an OD come out here that's not going to get punished. So there's the far heavy that gets punished and that jump down afterwards. Side swap. Did want an easy input DP there. That's something you need to be aware of with side swap safe jumps. If you try and do easy input DP can come out as another special.
Here we go.
Yeah, the meter is burned here, so
Yeah.
OD is not on the table for Hero, but OD is now on the table for Jabak. 5U parry. And blocks the DP, takes
jab. That was not a safe jab. Jabak just pressed the jab way earlier from the meaty, to be honest. It kind of looked very weird. Alright. So we're going into our last match, last round here from both players. It's really good to see this kind of games, because, you know, more games, more commentary, more things to see. Good. We're seeing some combos. Nice, I like it. And that is just an empty grappler.
Again, and this time that Jabak does fall for it.
Downs are gone. Good stuff. Burning everything here. What's gonna be? Wait, does Cheetah get a save jump here? And another thing, Jabak, that is an MDP. That is not a hard knockdown. You can tech that.
Yes. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Invincible moves. You gotta cope with it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Wake Up Super comes in, is gonna get blocked again. Wake Up Super is not a good option in this game, especially when someone like Jabak is structuring their pressure in a way that they're safe from reversals.
Yeah.
Mashed on the plus frames.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, doesn't pick up with the far heavy.
This is looking very rough right now. If we can see Jabak is trying to... Here we go. This is what he was looking for. By the way, that stomp is minus. This time, the Belial from the parry is negative if you manage to block it. It's your turn.
Yeah.
Oh, fireball game. Oh, jump
in. Maybe
defense.
wanted to try and press something afterwards, but it wasn't a punish. It wasn't an interrupt.
And this is gonna
unfortunate way to end a set.
Yep.
Good set though.
3-2 for Hua. Damn, this was hella back and forth. And I like that Hua kind of kept on with the Jabak's able there. Because at start it looked like you're getting knowledge check there by Abel. But Hua proceeded to use the strength that I've mentioned previously in the last week's bracket, that this is some high level of patience. Hua is patient, if you've noticed. And that's a very good virtue to have.
Definitely is, yeah. So yeah, well done, really, to both players. Very good. If Bell's 5U is minus, he can DPI after counter the punish. Yes, he can. If your opponent wants to RPS that DP, it is up to them. Yeah, it's also up to you to predict their RPS. Welcome to Grand Blue.
Yeah, so the term is RPS DP. So generally speaking, if you press a button and he DPs, DP wins. If you don't press anything, DP will be blocked and you'll get a full punish on him. So, but if you press a button and he doesn't press, you just get your turn. So it's just, you know, weird kind of welcome to Grand Blue. Just nothing more to say. Anyways, while we're waiting for our next match, it's our Q&A session. Am I right, Kate?
Yeah.
Do we have any questions that are pending?
I've been keeping an eye on it, and there's not really too much I've seen. A lot of them have been answered by the chat, which is very, very nice, so that we can
definitely
stay focused on the game here, or as focused as we can do. How to mix up effectively is the question we got here.
Lord,
that is a loaded question.
That's a can of worms. Okay, so...
yeah.
Do you want to give your version, or do I give my version?
I'll start.
Okay.
The fundamental way to mix up your opponent is to, shocker, I know, do the things they are not expecting. Now, obviously, that sounds very redundant, But a
naive
lot
as
of how to
well.
mix up your opponent effectively is based on generally how they're playing their defensive game. So we've seen it earlier on with people who are pressing in certain situations or not pressing in certain situations. So let's say, for example, I am playing Beelzebub and I have landed an EX dive. This is a very common situation. If I've landed an EX dive on block, I know that I am plus, and my opponent should not be pressing, because if I press a button, they will get counter hit. I notice that my opponent does not press, they respect the plus frames, and then from there I can run my offense by pressing a button. The next time this situation happens, I can either run the same thing again to enforce that that is the option I am doing, or I can immediately try and mix it up by doing a different option, because I have the prior knowledge that this is what my opponent did the first time that situation came up. What you should be doing if you want to start mixing up your opponents is pick any situation from your character. So who asked this question again? It was Playmaker. Playmaker plays Percival. You've landed your H follow-up from Command Dash. You are plus, your opponent should not be pressing, you are able to press. Go from there, see how your opponent responds to that situation, and then the next time that situation comes up, either double down on what you did before, or maybe then try an opportunity to do something different based on what they did before. So if your opponent didn't press on your plus frames, try and sneak in a grab or something, because they're not going to be willing to press and counter hit you out of it. That's it. That's
generally speaking, that's the basic idea on how the mix-up the game should work on your offensive side. But the thing is, this kind of word, how do I mix? As you could have heard here from Cakes, like he's been trying to contain it so hard. I've been listening, but there are insane amounts of things that encompass this kind of idea of mixing up your opponent, because there's the concept of mental stack, concept of option rotation. There's a lot of other concepts, spacing situations, interaction, scramble situation for enforcement, and other things. Just so much, and we cannot even talk about it in the games because we already have people here. God damn it.
Yeah, it's a very loaded question and a bit more than we can really answer in a short segment like this. The other thing that's just come up is if you use your EXs and you're empty on your cooldowns, how do you apply block pressure? With frame traps is generally the easiest way. Frame traps and tick throws.
Okay, let me start with one. Adam, I've noticed you might be guilty of that too, but there's a lot of beginners have one small misconception, that auto combo is a pressure tool. Technically it is, but only a few characters can use it as a frame trap tool. Generally what you want to do is learning how to chain and link your pressure button. Like for instance, close light into 2L is a frame trap and it's your pressure tool. And you can then work out with canceling into other buttons and so on. My advice, see what you can do by not pressing auto combo on the opponent's block. That's the start.
Yeah. Should pay more attention to how my opponent responds to my options and find the right opening instead of committing to overhead or throws. Committing early is the key thing. It's having the knowledge to know what you should commit to. Anyway, we're going to move back into...
move. There's Zoe in the screen. Let me just finish one idea. Playmaker, if you want, you can ping us after the stream. We can talk more in depth.
By all means, yeah.
Yes. We're always free to answer questions even after the stream. Also, people in the chat are helping out. Thank you for the job. So anyways, we have Kalada back here against Sean. All right.
Yeah, Sean on Zoe. A bit funny to me because Zoe was actually definitely the most popular character in the beginner tournaments that I used to run. And this is the first one we've seen so far. Zoe very well rounded. Of course, you're not blessed with a DP.
Well, after a year and a half without having the DP, it's fine not having.
It's fine not having a DP. It's just I think it's something to point out here. When really Kalada's offense just in this first round has been going against Sean's defense.
Oh, some. Weird.
Looking away from the screen there.
Yeah. The round's not over yet. Anyways, where should we start? I think we saw Sean last week on the beginner bracket as well. because I do remember there was a Zoe as well, and I remember the Zoe particularly had the habit of charging. Here we go. One of the more important things as Zoe, as we talk with Playmaker, that Percival wants to stop. Same goes for Zoe, and you know, Zoe Dragon Bar is her lifeline. It's her pressure, it's her neutral, it's her set play.
Yeah.
So,
Good punish.
oh, nice.
Two super, very simple, very clean.
Yep.
See the OD come out here on Wake Up. Jump in, L. Again, the meter is not spent there. That's something we were saying earlier. The meter could have just been spent for the kill, but finishes the round with L Dragon anyhow.
If you're in, reminder, if you're an OD, you still have access to the super. Just don't.
You have
don't
access
forget
to
that.
super any time during your OD, and if you've only got a little bit of that bar left, you can still super. Yeah, plus range from the edge dive here. L Dragon comes out again. It's set up if he needs it, but Dragon does just come back. I'll say, Kalata's been very consistent on the anti-air attempts so far.
Not letting those go. Oh, here we go, pillar. You could. Yeah, Sean, that is pick-upable. You can do some sick stuff with it.
Can it overhead again?
Yeah, gets called counter hit again. That was a bit too high for the pogo. It's not working out. Here we go. I like it. This was a good match because it was obvious that Kalata was gonna go for the second throw there. Okay, laser. One thing that Sean can do against the laser, if you're charging, you can, if you're focused in this matchup, you can charge your dragon and cancel it into the last wish, the TP-like move. You're invincible throughout the laser, but you don't get hit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to mention as well. It's an important part of charging up is knowing when it's safe to do the follow-up as well. The follow-up is minus on block. And generally quite punishable. When you're charging at a distance and you've got something like a laser coming at you, there's no real reason just to pop that follow-up and get the charge for free. This is good though. The throw comes out. We don't see any H-Dragon. H-Dragon is one of Zoe's most potent Oki tools. Maybe even her most potent Oki tool.
In general, no. Sean was using H-Dragon just fine and dandy. What I'm missing is L-Dragon.
There's been a little bit of L-Dragon thrown around. I'll let you take over this one. I know how passionate you are about this move. Alright, what's so good about L-Dragon?
Oh my goodness, why do I have to call it? It's probably the best non-EX fireball in the game. If it's just a bit spaced, it's plus on block. It basically sets up the dragon. It does everything for you. It makes your bed. It makes you tea. It buys you groceries. It says good. I love you and good night before sleep until the dragon bar is gone.
Yeah, what does the move do in game, alright?
Oh my god!
And how should you be using it?
Generally speaking, it's just one of the best fireballs, and you want to use fireball outside of your button range and your opponent button range, because your opponent just wants to get in and press their own buttons or pressuring you. With your L Dragon, you can catch a lot of preemptive button pressing, and at the same time, you set up the dragon for more elaborate shenanigans, like the M Dragon Pillar that we've seen so many counter hits that Sean did. Here, this is how you want to use.
Good. Yep, that is exactly how you want to use. Good round. That was a really good round. Sorry, I was kind of just intently watching that one while Araya explained it. That was a really well played round.
Oh, so you've been using the chance to look and find something to say, and you're just letting me babble about something?
Yeah, that's how you do commentary. Anyway, counter hit overhead is something that's been happening quite a lot here.
Yeah,
reaction teching is not really something you should strive to be doing as a beginner. In fact, many players never really want to be striving to do it at all. But pressing that tech button early in anticipation of the grab is very, very risky because of that counter hit overhead. If you ever see commentators scream La Maladie in French, that is what that means. It is the highest damage starter for most characters, regardless of your position on the screen. So do be careful when pressing that tab button too early.
In a sense, why do you... we gotta talk about the thing is that universal overhead is just the rock in the rock paper scissors of the Strike Pro game in this game, because it's a button that you can use at any given time to call out the person if he's re-teching like that. Well, because getting grabbed is bad. So what is the defense against throws? It's either jump or pressing throw back. Universal Overhand just basically makes that pre-reading tech of null if you read it. That's why you can see a lot of players use it from beginner to intermediate, and even at the highest level of play. Neutral. A lot of jump-ins, and Sean's not been untearing a lot.
Oh, we see it again there. Again, that early tech is the downfall for a lot of people.
Alright. It's downfall for a lot. Okay, nice run there from Colada, not letting the dragon to be in the range of influence there.
Enjoying the footsies that's going on right now. Both players using those medium buttons very well, but we're seeing more of that L Dragon come out.
Actually, when you mention it, they're playing neutral.
Nice!
Yeah, nice one. Alright, OD backs. Now Chip is not a
Dragon
problem.
comes in
and this is
again.
gonna
Nice,
be a
well
fight.
placed jump in. Yes, spins the meter. There we go.
Finally.
Good stuff.
First time it didn't work out. It's admirable Sean saw that was a problem. You can fix that, and that's exactly what he did. Spend the meter when you needed to spend. Whew.
We're seeing a lot of jump-ins here. The throw comes out. You need to be aware of early tech on the side of Sean, but currently just taking a lot of Zeta pressure. The throw comes out again. Again, we're not seeing much Pogoroki coming out here. Some of the Zeta players, the newer ones, really need to consider investing in. It's very easy to learn. It's very importantly consistent. It's consistent good offense.
And it's gonna carry you hard in the beginner levels until people learn how to deal with it.
Definitely is. Overcommit on that wrecker there and just chipped out. Thanks to OD.
Now, one thing that Healing Potato just mentioned, is there anyone in the game that uses special cancels the pressure all the time? Generally speaking, when you press your buttons to create gaps for your opponent to press into it and get counter hit, canceling into special at the end of your pressure is still the same gap.
Yep.
It just if you want to think about it, you can think about your last pressure string that you can do. Or if people have EX fireballs that are plus on block, they can spend the EX fireball to keep on pressuring because they can get to keep their turn for burning cooldown. So yeah, there's a lot of situations that people use to continue pressure with special cancels.
Yeah, it is. Most characters tend to have wall bounces on one of their EX specials, but some characters will have wall bounces on their M specials, but only on counter hit. So if you're in the corner and you're playing against, let's say Vasaraga, for example, just to amuse my commentator here. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about Bubses. I'm going to talk about Vas's. And Vas hits you with that counter hit M tackle out of his pressure, you die. You die.
You just die.
So yeah, certain characters do have that.
You can already order yourself a casket.
Yeah, while we've been talking, by the way, those were two very, very offensive rounds.
Violent, to be honest. From both players.
Just kind of overwhelming offense. There was good use, more than anything, of that H-Dragon Oki. I'm going to throw it over to you again. What do you think people should be doing when they're defending against H-Dragon Oki?
First of all, hold guard if it's mid-screen. And second of all, check for universal overhead. Those are two main things that you want to.
Oh no!
Again?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Two melodies.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, those are two things that you want to deal with Zoe at the starting level, because that's probably the most easiest way for Zoe to get into you. And she just gets nasty amounts of combos from those. The second one is then would be checking if she's gonna go for strike throw in between the laser gap or after the laser. That's the two layers that you need to figure. Yeah, good match there.
So I just want to point that out. But yeah, no, I agree with everything you said. This is good pressure here from Sean at the moment.
No dragon. Oh, here we go. Dragon's back. Oh, this is looking bad for Kalara right now.
So the mash can get the kill here. Something I want to mention, because I've seen a couple of people do it, and we saw it just then. Use auto combo as little as possible in your conversions, because auto combo does not do much damage and adds a lot of scaling.
Go. That's game. Here we go. We're going to
final game, final round. Let's go.
Yeah, oh shit.
A good set.
Whew.
So yeah, we're seeing a little bit of kind of slower gameplay from Sean at the moment. Alternating between very slow and very fast is quite good.
Oh my goodness!
Mash on Wake Up!
Yes, That
Did
is
work,
great.
but wouldn't advise that in many situations against H-Dragon. It's ultimately up to Sean to structure his pressure better once that H-Dragon comes out. Nice, blocks the overhead. Oh, and unfortunately there it is again. See the early throw tech get caught by the counter hit overhead.
A lot of damage.
Overdrive
Okay, now
comes
Obi's back.
out.
Yeah. All this
H-Dragon's
is
in.
working for Sean. Sean's been using it as a free out of jail card.
He has been, yeah.
Okay, this is looking very rough for Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Wanna start charging because if you lose your Dragon Bar, you're really looking in a very rough situation here because the Dragon will take bomb. Okay,
Oh, but Dragon's just spent,
Yeah.
and there it is. It is gone now. He's able to get the side swap here, but
Yeah.
not much health
Yeah.
to work with. Of course, the Dragon
It's
is
kind of
gone.
genius because if you're now having lead, chip is not a problem. You can wait out for the Dragon and get half of the bar. Not bad, I guess. Okay, Lightning is now the
Yep,
Dragon,
Dragon
is out.
is back. No conversion
Okay,
off the counter hit
well.
air to air. Nice. Unfortunately, not able to get the kill here. Very close.
Plus a block, and
Yeah.
that's gonna be chip. No, that's not gonna chip.
No, it
Chip
was
just-
not Chip. Try to jump.
Kalada. Oh yeah, Kalada get killed. Because what I wanted to say, if that was chip or going towards the chip, Zoe is one of the strongest characters to set up these kind of checkmate situations. Even so before D. Oh boy, that was
Really
a
good
match
set,
and a
by the
half.
way.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like it.
excellent set.
I saw one question that Polaris has: how to stagger in a matchup that outranges you? You're kind of mixing up the kind of like the core idea of the stagger pressure then, because the stagger pressure works as long as you can hit them with any button that you have, not your opponent. So just small correction. Otherwise, we need to start thinking what is stagger pressure in general sense, and I'm not opening that can of worms right now because we have a game coming up.
Yeah. Again, if you want to know anything about how stuff like that works or how you should be structuring your offense in certain ways, don't hesitate to give us a ping afterwards, or give really any of us who give advice a ping, and we'll be happy to walk you through it.
Percival?
More Percival, and again we see
Yeah.
Potato back on the Ewell.
Nerdle. Okay, so
I'm happy to see people playing Percival, man.
Yeah, Nerdle's been back from the last week, and I'm kind of thinking on how he improved because his probably was one of his first games on online like this, which was funny. But now let's see if he has found out how to improve himself.
Mm-hmm.
While healing Potato, we've seen how Potato has played the game.
Yep.
Okay, for him, no, into that. The thing is, what you want to look into at that kind of position there for healing Potato is that your EX Starlit Sky does a wall bounce. At that range, you can easily get a full corner combo.
Mm-hmm.
And being Far M being multi-hit and long range, and you can cancel them the second hit, you should have a lot of time to hit confirm it. Now, but let's talk about Nerdle. I like that 5 stacks is lower than the screen. Just
Yeah, we got those stacks built up very
Oh,
quickly
no.
there. The thing I want to mention immediately is that, just I guess we haven't really talked about it yet tonight, is there's been a lot of easy input going around, and easy input is not a bad thing.
It's
It's easy to think that it's a shortcut, therefore it must be worse, and you shouldn't do it, but while it is a shortcut, it isn't always inherently worse. So when it comes to moves like your Fireball, for example, which was true input there, that is a good thing to not have the extra cooldown on because you're going to want to be using it all the time. But I do think we've seen Nodal use quite a lot of easy input stocks. That's not a move you're going to be spamming, so I don't really think the easy input makes too much of a difference on it. And of course, the easy input DP is a nice, simple way to get out of pressure without having to rely on a complex input that costed slightly less damage. That moves plus. We've seen Nodal try and press on it a couple of times now. Ewell's kind of mid stance follow-up is always plus. You should not be pressing on that. And then, yeah, caught out by that far heavy in the end. I know this has kind of been the theme of tonight. We've been saying it quite a lot, but learning when your opponent
saying
is
quite a
plus
lot.
and knowing then when not to press buttons is a very important thing to learn. You are going to have to learn it for each matchup you come across, but even after a while, you start to get a feel for what's plus and what's not, and it does just become easier over time.
Generally speaking, yeah. Your first goal will be pressing buttons all the time is not gonna work because you're gonna get hit. And your first goal in learning the knowledge of the matchups is knowing when you're free to press it and when not. Basic concept of what is a turn between your two characters right now. Here we go.
So yeah, spends the meter into super.
I like
Yeah,
it.
gets
That's
a
a
fair
good
chunk of
plan.
damage. That was close range as well, so gets a little extra damage from it.
Yeah. Was it technical as well? Because technically
It was not, no.
Oh, alright.
That's why it kind of surprised me. One of the things about easy input supers is that the close range extra damage effect from most supers is heavily reduced. So you need to be right up in someone's face to easy input super them.
Punish?
Good, not
No.
pressing. Punish with the 2M, nice.
Maybe I would like to fix you here, Cake. They are reduced, but they're reduced usually in their own way between every super in the game.
It does depend, but generally they are just heavily reduced in range.
On average, they're gonna be doing less damage. Let's go with
Yes.
that. Alright. I'm speaking because as of Asaraga, easy input technical SSBA doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Of course. I should have remembered.
Oh, punish on the MDP, they're blocked. Yeah, the thing is with DPs in this game is that non-EX DPs are usually air blockable in this game.
Yeah. Something
Only
I've seen
for the first
really...
hit.
Go on.
Bar first hit. Oh, we're seeing a hold super. Alright, this is blocked. Bar used. I don't know
Bar
why.
used, but
Yeah.
the thing that we're not seeing used on the side of Noodle is I don't think I've seen a single EX special so far. Your EXs are not a limited resource. Of course, using one does put that special on cooldown. Do not be afraid to burn your EXs, especially if it's in a combo because of the hard knockdown that a lot of them get.
Okay, if you want to put into perspective a bit here, math a riot moment. Generally speaking, the cooldown for the EX special is about 7 to 8 seconds. Right? I don't remember the exact frame count, but it's just take it like 7 to... For consistency's sake, let's go 9 seconds. You get to do 11 EX cooldown specials on off if you press it off cooldown in the game. Why are you not pressing it? They're the strongest versions of your moves. And it's not like you're gonna get the corner combos or combos in mid-screen that you have to use the EX cooldowns like that oftenly.
Oh, that's gonna get it. Yeah. So yeah, again, something that we saw there is not using, I mean, any special there, but not using any X special. Trying to go for an overhead instead. If you are not sure what to do when you get a punish such as that, just doing an auto combo into an EX special, even if it's not the highest damage that you could possibly do at that time, will give you a hard knockdown, which allows you to run your pressure consistently, because it will always be a knockdown for the same amount of time.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a bit more loaded than that, but that's the general gist of it. That's what you probably should be thinking start out. Even if you're not using, say, your hard knockdown Oki effectively at first, just getting it is a good start. It's a habit you need to be in.
Creating situations from where you can learn working with hard knockdown is better than never going for it. So.
Yeah, definitely. And we see the interrupt here, but then again, EX is not spent, no conversion is done there, and the situation returns to neutral. We see a punish here with Raw Super, which does end up working. Again, not something that we'd advise that a lot of players actually do. Doing a button into a super is often higher damage. Just to quickly touch on it, it's not super important for most mid-screen conversions, but the way that combo scaling works in this game is the first 2 moves you use in a combo are unscaled.
Yeah.
So if you want a consistent punish on something, you've got 100 meter, instead of doing raw super, do a button into a super, because it's easier to confirm for you and you won't be losing any damage.
Oh, run up DP.
Run up DP, let's go.
I think he's been doing that a lot.
There has been quite a lot of that.
Alright.
Version here, not quite the wall bounce, but
Just a bit. And
then yeah, just in with the far M3-0.
side of the range. Alright. That's gonna be a quick 3-0 for Healing Potato, and that's probably gonna be. Wait, is this only first game of the round 4? No, it's still second game. So till we get our 5th game, and Lobster's gonna write the message for people to play here. It's your favorite Q&A time with your hosts, Cake and the Riot. Cake, do you have any questions, or do anybody have any questions? Oh, here we go. We have a question.
How would I end an auto combo confirm with no abilities up? Okay, so that first and foremost is a very rare situation. You generally want to have at least one cooldown done, but on the off chance that you are completely spent on your cooldowns, the first thing I'd say is try not to be in that position in the first place. I know that's a bit of a cop-out answer.
We just said use EX buttons, but don't be in the station.
Here's the thing, is if you are getting consistent conversions, then your opponent will be in the corner after 1 or 2 EX moves spent, especially if it's from round start. So at that point, you can go for these longer combos. Your cooldowns will just have more time to come back. Anyway, for the actual question, ending an auto combo confirmed with no abilities up, it's a difficult one. Obviously, when you end an auto combo, you are minus after the last hit, so you can't necessarily.
You're not punishable though.
You're not punishable, but you aren't able to press another button after your auto combo and be plus in that situation.
Yeah.
You will have to get a little bit cheeky with it. -4, by the way, I think. So that you are minus
4.
-4. It's. I'll look it up.
Yeah, we gotta look it up.
We got a moment here.
Dust Loop is good.
Oh, it's 0. Sorry.
Yeah.
But either way, you probably shouldn't be pressing afterwards. The thing that I would instead suggest is to get at least somewhat creative with it. So I know that something that I will try and do is I'll end an auto combo early and go for an overhead to see if my opponent is actually paying attention. End an auto combo early and maybe try and rush in for a grab to see if my opponent is paying attention. Generally, when someone is being hit by an auto combo, they tend to turn their brain off or just kind of down back, which is a safe thing to do, but making sure you can keep your opponent on their toes even when there's not actually that much threat coming their way is very big. But yeah, if you don't have anything to end an auto combo with, I don't know, there's not really much that I can say. You don't have a resource to spend.
If
That's it.
If you don't have any, if you don't absolutely have no resource, that's all you're getting. But
Yeah.
Vivier gave like Super and Rush are still options that you always have. Rush gives you a hard knockdown regardless.
Yes, if you have the meter, Rush is always good.
Mm-hmm.
I was going off of literally 0 resources for that question, but yeah, Rush is always good. Your Super is always good.
Wait,
Do you have Potato back?
Potato's back? Fuck.
Lobsters, you really like this one.
Yeah, you since when you became a Yule stan? Goddamn fairy player. Cough, cough. Jokes.
Yeah, we do have a player that we haven't seen yet, and that's Kit.
And we're on the other side. We're gonna be having, if I'm reading the bracket right, it's gonna be Kitto with O as a 0.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be Kitto from now on.
Mm-hmm.
So both players were just on from these two players. I see.
This
So
isn't our last round, by the way, for the people in the chat. We've got one more round after this.
yeah, we have around. So until the players are ready to go, I don't know if we have any more questions to answer, and we can just always ask the most important questions. How have you been, Kate?
How have I been? It's a Sunday. I woke up, I immediately had to go to work. I got back, I entered the bracket, and got booted so hard that Gran's boot came out of my monitor and broke all my bones simultaneously. GG, Sonic San.
I see. So
it's just an average Sunday.
So you're just commentating from the hospital bed right now.
I am. Yeah, the Wi-Fi is very good here. I'm close to the router.
Jesus. Well, given your the internet shenanigans that can happen in the UK, if the hospital has the Wi-Fi, good.
So yeah, we got Catalina here, and as the chat has immediately pointed out, a bit of a rare sight nowadays, not people playing the character Not a lot of people playing the character. Sorry.
I guess she's very simple. Like there doesn't really have a lot of nuances to her, but at the same time, she particularly doesn't have any strength that is primarily hers. Honestly, I can't really name a strength that Catalina has.
Catalina is, for a lack of a better way of putting it, you know, without going into too much depth, Catalina is the footsies character in this game. She is a fencer. Far medium and just her medium buttons in general are very good at keeping people at a distance that you want. However, the game that you've got to play is you've got to play around. This is going to whiff. You've got to play around how people are treating your medium buttons. So you want to keep people at the tip of where that far medium range is, because you can hit confirm it into your lunge, and get your damage from that. Generally just want to be in that kind of position. People can jump over it, people can roll over it, and the thing that you've got to keep in mind is how are you going to anticipate to respond to these situations?
This shit right now.
I saw it, yeah, it happens all the time.
How does it happen all the time? What the fuck are you on about?
I see it happen quite a bit. I think it's just because I had it happen in the set earlier.
What the fuck? Oh, okay. Oh, I love it. That was a one-hit confirm. That's a skill that Catalina players have to learn.
It is. It's a very important skill.
Alright. Oh, no. Here we go. The Potato's problems are rearing again. Potato could just get a lot of damage from those far end hit confirms. And you just need to work on them.
Yeah.
Fireball.
Something I'm really liking here, that I guess that we haven't actually touched on at all this evening from Kit, is the spacing. Spacing, of course, is really important to Catalina, because, you know, we were saying you need to keep people at kind of the tip range of your medium buttons. But also, spacing those specials so that you can't be punished for them is really, really important.
Yeah, definitely, and mostly it's very important for Catalina, because generally speaking, Catalina's thrust, all of the thrusts are punishable if done from point blank range.
Yes.
But that's the emphasis word, point blank range. The further the away, the less minus it is, and at some points you can get even a plus thrust. It's possible.
Yeah.
And very tip range, but that's like happens once in a blue moon. And I don't know, when you said spacing, generally at first I thought that you're talking about footsie spacing. It's like this. Holy shit.
This is footsies.
This is footsies, yes.
Oh, a bit of an early reaction there. A bit lucky to actually catch you all with that.
Still, there was
at least the reaction was there. Yeah.
Crouch confirms in 2023. Let's go.
Yeah. So both players sitting on 100 meter. Gotta ask the question: who's going to be the first to pop that OD? Or if the OD is even going to come out at all?
Keto's kind of gaming. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's been a lot of it. I want to bring straight back to the first thing that I said when this match started, and that's when you're playing Catalina and the spacing that you're playing around is so important. You need to have your responses on deck for how people are trying to get around your situation. Potato has been doing a lot of jumping right now.
Yeah, I wanted
You need to be prepped to 2H and DP those jumps.
Those jumps
Or
are free
you jump
right
in
now.
for free.
The airspace is free. Holy shit.
It's on chip point though. If you see that your opponent is on chip point, unless they hard call out your DP, there is too much reason just to not press DP when you can. Because that chip damage will kill.
Well, now in this day and age, OD is a bigger problem in those cases.
It's true.
So
I would like to try not to get people into the habit of pressing OD too much, because against better players and players that are prepared for it, you will get caught out for it. People will start spot dodging ODs. What did I say? Huh?
No, I have the biggest smile. I have, because I've been calling out ODs lately a lot.
I'm glad. I'm happy for you, man.
What, you didn't have a lot of luck with that?
No, I've been doing it consistently for a while, but like, I'm happy for you.
Nice.
But yeah, again, we're seeing a lot of the same at the moment, where Kit is trying to keep at that kind of far medium range. Unfortunately, press there to try and interrupt the Fox Flame didn't work. And Teo's been doing a lot of jumping over it, and there is just a significant lack of anti-airs. A lot of down backing.
Hey,
Yep,
we've been preaching the idea of blocking doesn't kill you, and look,
No,
who didn't die?
Okay, let's elaborate a little bit Blocking does
Okay.
not kill you, but if you only block, you die.
Fuck. That was the point of my fighting game.
That's the mix-up.
Okay. This is the
yeah.
okay. The first part is that blocking doesn't kill you. Means that patience is usually rewarded in these kind of games. But on the second part is that this is not a this is a fighting game, not a blocking game. The words like that is that you will eventually still need to do something to get the advantage or win the round.
Mhm.
And blocking is just letting your opponent to do those things. And that's how these two ideas just mash together, and that's how you start playing the fighting game against your opponent. The mix-up, the game plan, the player matchup and the character matchup, all those shenanigans starting adding up, and that's how you get this lovely genre that we all love. Well, love is probably a wrong word here because we have a lot of haters, but let's say we enjoy it.
Yeah, I see the DP come out finally at last here. Side swap there on the Yoki as well, which I like. Try and push Potato a bit more into the corner. Again, though, Potato is just doing a really good job of just jumping out all the times.
Okay, we are seeing Rush. Wait, this is the first instance we are seeing Rush.
There's been a little bit of rush used.
But it was so rare. Right now it's been more prominent. I expect Hero to do Rush now.
See a mash there just on the normal overhead hit, by the way. When you land an overhead non-counter hit, the person on the offense is +1. So mashing on that is generally not too advised. I know before someone puts it in the chat that is something that I do all the time, but cope Steve mold. I'm giving advice to beginners. Don't get hit by it, loser.
Right, beginners. Here's the tip: don't be cake.
Don't be me.
Don't be cake. You'll be
There
fine.
you go. That's the
Here we
advice.
go. Actually, there was a good video about Sagejam for it, that you can copy the playstyle of other players, but you're still gonna be, in the end, have to figure your own game playstyle and start playing on your own and figuring out how to approach the game on your own. Because nobody's gonna carry your game plan but you.
There's that jump come in, there's the jump again. Again, really just from Kit, the main thing has been, of course, that was a 3-0 victory,
Yeah, that was
but
3-0 victory.
the main thing that has been missing is there were no anti-airs in that set.
Yeah.
And Potato is just jumping those farm mediums, jumping those thrusts all the time. You need to be prepared for what your opponent is going to try and do to get out of the situations that you are putting them in.
Alright. That's gonna be it for Healing Potato and Keto. 3-0 for Keto.
Mm-hmm.
And
Moving
now
into
we're gonna...
our next set, which will be the return of Nerdell and...
Oh, it's Nerdle game? Nerdle and... I am the damage... Do what?
and the
I'm the
done.
damage done. Okay.
That's true.
It's true. Okay.
Good tag. It took me a moment to read what the tag was, but
Yeah, but
good, good tag.
Yeah, it's powerful.
I feel like it's the best kind of tag, where your opponent needs to know if they can actually pronounce it first or not.
Uh-huh. Wait. What?
Hmm?
Is this a call out on my nickname that people that
I was actually just talking about myself, but all right.
Oh well, everybody just calls you Cake because
That's
saying Keikatekoi,
Exactly.
Keikatekoi is hard.
Yeah.
What were you thinking by having this kind of name?
I think it's funny.
It's funny.
I think it's funny more than anyone. Anything.
I mean, the funniest part of your nickname was when the Citizen was on the interview with Mike Ross, and he was kind of shout-outing you and saying, so, it's like a cake, but with Kakatekoi, like, this kind of thing. You can see Mike Ross confused as shit. Who is this guy?
Sat down the wrong cab.
Wait.
Where
is he? The damaged one.
Everyone, we point and laugh. Don't point and laugh. It's mean.
Don't
but-
point and laugh. To the left. To the left. Come on.
Wait. He can't move left or up. His quality is balked. Oh, okay, right. Let's swap cab. Swap cab.
Mother. All right, we're swapping cabs, I guess.
That's okay. It's funny.
I mean, I am in shambles because I'm still using my arcade stick, and it's under my table. I'm using my left arm, which is not my thumb.
Commentating, and he's still got his control point. Louis!
We're having Louis.
Sorry, I love commentating Louis.
You do?
I love commentating Louis. I know you hate it, but
Uh-huh.
oh, I haven't got the music.
Oh, we're such a combo commentary team, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
Alright.
we talked earlier about knowledge checking and why it can be really powerful at kind of the lower level of play. Luane is 90% knowledge checks, so I'm interested to
90?
see how his opponent responds to this.
90? That's an understatement.
Okay, alright.
95.
Sure, alright, let's get pedantic about it.
Let's get pedantic. Alright, some pressure here. Oh,
Just a little side swap there.
just call for me.
So yeah, we see damage on Ferry. Ferry, not a character we've seen tonight either. Ferry is the character that our host, Lobsters, plays actually. So while we're not going to be able to give too much advice on the character as a whole,
Yeah, but
do
we
feel
can,
free to ask the host afterwards.
Yeah, you can ask Lobsters, but at the same time, as a commentator as well, see having a fairy on the screen, we can actually talk shit about Fairy, and Lobsters has nothing. He cannot do anything about it. So you know that's the privilege of us as a commentator.
Of course, and it's not like he can just mute us at any time or boot
yeah,
us off the
definitely,
stream.
definitely.
No way. We're here forever.
Yeah, we're forever. We're ordered commentators, and we have all the privileges in the world. Speaking about privileges on the world, that SBA just kept on controlling the neutral, and here we go, Yates with the skill and just do it. Saw what I did there.
So I'm going to preemptively say this. You're right. You're okay. What are you giggling at? I didn't say anything funny yet. I don't know how to start laughing.
I'm laughing from my own little
Okay,
joke.
it's, you're laughing from my presence, I see. I appreciate it. That's really nice, actually.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, the thing that I wanted to say was, we talked about Luane's knowledge checks, but the biggest knowledge check that we have is Luane when he starts getting a little bit low on health.
Yeah.
How... Let's start answering the question already, because we're going to talk about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Please,
do it,
answer.
Iggy.
What? Yeah. Here we go.
There we go. Perfect timing.
Welcome to Yggdrasil, aka Iggy, aka you're playing Mario Party. This is the worst. Oh my god.
So, it can be a bit confusing for the first time you see it. This super is quite something. But there are counters to each move. Once you get to a higher end of play, it's about not putting yourself in situations where you can get hit by unblockable setups and stuff. But for the time being, the thing to know is that Yiggy has 4 moves. The rocks, the lava, the lightning, and the wind ball.
Yeah.
They all have different counters. The wind ball and the rocks can both be blocked and generally advised to be blocked as long as you're in certain positions of the screen. The lava is unblockable, so you have to either jump it or spot dodge it. And
Generally,
the lava
just
is
spot
blockable, but it does tons and tons of chips, so you're actually better off either not being where the lava is, not the lava, the lightning is at all, or spot dodging it and learning the timing.
Oh, this is the second one. This is HP.
Yeah,
Whoa,
HBA.
dude.
We're still talking about the other super, and the other knowledge check is coming out.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Jesus Christ, that was a fast.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Explaining Luane in a beginner stream is
It's not feasible.
difficult.
It's definitely not feasible. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways.
Let's swap the pace.
Yeah.
How do you deal with Fairy and neutral?
One thing what I can give as the biggest tip, regardless who you play, how you play against Fairy. Fairy is considered a zoner character, but she's an orthodox zoner character. She zones with her normals, and normals have this one very funny property called they do not chip. Meaning that you can block as many normals as you want, and you're not gonna be in any pressure of losing the game. In general, playing against Fairy is more patiently is more advised than rushing her down. Her only ways of chipping you out is canceling into whip, which you can spot dodge on reaction or roll it, or use GG in the neutral, which on this case you have to learn what are your counters to the GG on reaction, because a lot of characters do have those answers and some don't, and you have to most of the time hold it.
Mm-hmm.
But when the GG's out, that's Fairy's game. That she's controlling the neutral, she's controlling everything you want to do in there. It's similar to Metera's butterflies, where if butterflies are on the screen, you do not exist. Might as well just. Alright.
So yeah, we're seeing a lot of far range gameplay at the moment, which is where Fairy really shines. We're seeing a lot of that far H is being used at the moment. Far H can be a really oppressive button if you're not willing to jump it or roll it. Right now, Nurdle's nearly on that 100 meter. I imagine we'll see his mother will be coming out relatively soon. 100 meter is here, however, he's just continuing to press buttons right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. And this SBA is out, GG is out, neutral is out. This is scary. Good thing from Nurdle not taking the chip there, getting back to range. One thing for what Nurdle is doing good.
You know, just lava immediately. Alright, that does the job as well.
Yeah, that is a lot. And that was unblocked as well. Just hit.
Yeah.
So, for anybody that feel that they don't know how to deal with Iggy, we can link later on. There's a very
I didn't even think about the video yet.
Yes, there's a very clever video on how to deal with Iggy, made by Zombu, which is considered one of the top players in NA. I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just explains nicely how to deal with the whole Iggy, and you can just take that and use it. There's also a high fight video on that. There's a lot of videos on how to deal with Iggy. People hated on dealing with Iggy.
Iggy is one of the things you need to worry about the most when playing against Lane, because especially, again, I know it's the beginner stream, but I'm going to talk about it anyhow. When you're at the higher level, Iggy is going to start pulling out unblockables on you, where you're forced to block one thing and then she hits you with the lava, which you're still in block stun for, so it will just hit you.
I mean, generally speaking,
it can be rough.
Okay, let me tell you this. On worst end against Iggy, you're just going to die if you don't know how to deal with it. If you can deal with it, even with the higher layers that now Cake just talked about, those unblockables, it is more than possible to get out of Iggy unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
Take not a single chip damage.
Yep.
And at some points even get a punish. That's when you will see that high. Oh, whoa!
Ooh.
Internet. All right. Okay, internet is back. Generally speaking, where was I? Then you will start seeing the second super that we have not talked, the Human Pyramid Attack, otherwise known as HPA, which is the super that in my opinion, is oh, here we go. This is a third game, right? Which is impossible to get out unscathed. I've yet to find a way. You're still gonna get a bit of chip damage out of it, even with the current method. Right? So then you'll know that Lwane knows his stuff, and he'll be using that super just to open you up. And it has its own, like, lots of theory how to deal with it. Generally speaking, one of the ways of dealing it is the most simplest is holding guard and pressing spot dodge whenever you react to the low.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it works. So for I'm the damage done. The main idea is that you've been Lwane. I'm sorry, that hurts. Everybody went through that. But use this footage and listen to us what we just said, because there's a lot of ways of dealing with Lwane. You need to start like working with it.
I'm just going to very quickly interrupt just for a request for Lobster. Can we get a Top Shooters game on stream next, please?
What? Okay. We can get Top Shooter.
That's all.
You just want me to get angry on Top Shooter? We're always mashing 5U all the time again?
It's partially why I want to talk about it, yes, but also because we haven't seen him, and
all right,
I want to talk about certain things about the character he plays that I think are going to be useful for beginners.
All right.
But yeah, I know that set is 2 characters that we talked a lot about knowledge checking for. But if you do want very specific advice about ferry and stuff like that, I'd recommend actually giving lobsters a shout.
And also, yeah, the Zombu dealing with Iggy video. That is probably mandatory for every beginner out there.
It is, yes.
It's like the introductionary. If you don't lose to Luane, you're good. You're good to learn the game. Otherwise, you will probably be in the very. I remember that first tournaments in Japan of Grand Blue versus were Luane victories. That was fucking funny.
Yeah. Is this game worth the $20 or should I wait for the sale? I would recommend typing !! bracket in chat, seeing how many beginner players we got here tonight, and then making it up for yourself if you think you're going to have a good time. The answer is yes. I'm being sarky. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
If you're here, this European stream, Lobsters is already on it before I can finish saying it. Join the Hearts of Blazing Discord. Very, very active community. Full of players that just want to play this game. A very tight-knit community. Always make sure you have people to play against.
We like this game, and there's a lot of people that are more than happy to help you to get into the game. There is both competitive scene, there's the casual scene as well. People are talking about the game, they want to improve as well. And we have a lot of resources to do so as well.
Since you're in the US, there is also the NAPC Discord, which I can... Again, Zika is ahead of me this time.
Yeah, Ziki's ready.
Very, very good Discord run by some good people. And also very active. I can't say for certain about beginner-exclusive tournaments because I don't hone in on those quite as much, but it is a very active server, and I can guarantee that you will find people to play there as well.
But
what a powerful name! That must be Top Shooter, right?
What? Watch Rat?
Movie? Watch Rat Movie?
No, that's not
Top Shooter.
That's not Top Shooter.
All right, there you go.
You've
seen it here. Even the higher level players can get mixed up. That's Tira. 10 out of 10.
10.
Love that name. Rat Movie. So we got Tira here for the first time. Tira's been around for quite a bit. Playing Kag, also a character we haven't seen tonight.
And lately been running Metera.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Now we can see Tiramisu on Metera, and that's where the rat comes in.
And
now it's not fucking.
The mix-ups continue.
Oh my fucking god!
Watch Rat Movie. The movie shall commence. The Charlotta is on screen. Ballin'.
This is not the first time I'm mixed up like this.
I've just seen the skin as well. Very good. The skin matches the player card. I am in full agreement. Let's go. Round start ball. Wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm still speechless.
Right, has been shook to his core.
I am shook.
So, we were just saying to Kit, unaware if Kit has watched the stream or was watching the stream during the game, the anti-airs are very important, and on that first jump in, we did see a DP. The DP did whiff, but the intention was there. Charlotta's jump is very tricky to deal with because she's the only character in this game where her jump arc is actually different from the other characters. She rises faster, she falls faster.
You're lying.
I'm lying? Metera Hop doesn't count.
Wait, most of the characters' jump arcs differ to a certain degree.
No, they don't. It's universal. There are air stalls that some characters have from JU.
Right.
The jump arcs is universal.
Jump arc as in the range, how much they cover vertically and horizontally, or the speed of it as is included into it?
If jump arcs are different, then I am astounded, first and foremost, and I'll feel very silly.
Battle 2. Engage.
I'm amazed. I've never had this make any difference.
They are universal
when it comes to anti-airing.
They are universal height-wise. That on that regard, you're right. But they're different on how much they cover horizontally and at what speeds they reach the vertical peak and land.
I'm actually amazed. I had an entire talking point lined up about this in regards to anti-airs.
Because it's the reason why Charlotta is so fucked up, because she's on one of the most extreme spectrums of jump arcs.
Yes.
Her is extremely short horizontal range and very fast on arc speed. Meaning that her jumps are probably one of the fastest from ground to ground in the game.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Which was why it makes this character pain in the ass to anti-air. Because you need not only to judge the speed and react to the jump, you need to judge how far away she's jumping onto you. Now Cake's speechless. Thank you.
Piss. So, that was genuinely new information to me, and I can't believe I've gone that long. So, back to our match here. See Kit taking our first game here. We're seeing a few more attempts at these anti-airs, which I really appreciate. Good jump in as well with the JU. Cat JU is one hell of a button for jumping in. It's very easy to cross up with it as well. Even Cake learns at the beginner bracket. Yeah, everyone learns. We learn new things every day.
And Ariat wasn't wrong for once.
It's true. That's the real amazing part here. Ariat rambled on for over a minute, and everything he said was factually correct. We're witnessing history today.
I'm trying. I've been called at the beginner bracket for a reason, so I'm trying. Let's get in the match because we still have to talk about it because Kito is already one match in. We haven't talked much about how they adapted to each other, and I can't really say anything about Mrs. games because I was really taking notice. It was just standard Charlotta gameplay, to be honest.
Standard Charlotte gameplay, posting parry when you're plus. Mm-hmm. Sorry, that felt very snarky, but
Yeah,
I'm still trying to regain my momentum back. Yeah, we're seeing the momentum shift a lot here with these DPs on alternating sides. See, the rush comes out. Rush, we haven't really talked about it that much. Spend 50 meter to become strike invul. You are still vulnerable to grabs and projectiles. But
Yeah,
I think
generally speaking-
rush in neutral against Charlotta is not so much of a bad idea because a lot of her, approach options such as ball and her far normals are very horizontal.
Both horizontal and they're not projectiles, which is
They're
most
also not
important part.
projectiles, yes.
Yeah, Gojira, Katlina is not a charge character. She's not the...
Charlotta is a charge character though.
Charlotte is a charge character. But what are rapier characters from other games that are charge? Mitsuru from Persona 4 Arena, and I guess Ori? Is Ori a charge character?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyways. Getting back to the game, because we still have a game to commentate, because I still have nothing to say about it for Tiramisu for Charlotta gameplay. I've been ready to commentate this time. I'm still fucking baffled.
So Tira's being very patient
Yeah.
on defense
Ori
here at the moment, which I
isn't.
agree
Alright,
with. The DP is pulled here, which is nice. The DP's been working out very well.
Yeah, that is plus. And wait, that was elbow? Yeah, that was elbow.
That was punishable.
Yeah, that was punishable.
Side swap
Nice
burst,
challenge
push
after
Kit
the-
more towards the corner. That was very close to a counter hit.
Yep.
But yeah, just
And
burn the
that's-
super at the end here. A whole set went by the way.
Yeah,
I don't really
3-0.
feel like we got a lot said and done there. I feel like it's partially my fault, my bad.
Don't worry about it. I do that the same. Just somebody has to do our job, but at the same time, I just had to prove that fact to you. Now you know. Now you know that the jump arcs are fucked up.
It's true. But yeah, good showing from Kit today. I've enjoyed watching Catalina. And we're moving into our final set of the night on stream, where we have Adamantium versus Top Shooter. Top Shooter on the Eustace character that I consider to be the coolest in the game. I'm not biased at all.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah. If I wasn't the Vistaraga character, I'd be Eustace main.
Yeah.
Yeah. If everybody weren't any of the character mains, they would be Eustace main.
It's true. It's true.
It's true.
I think everyone can say that.
Exactly. Top Shooter is kind of a very returning player here, been around in the community for a while, and been learning the cool ways of the Eustace, taking the things from the Miriam. But on the other hand, now Top Shooter believes that I hate his guts, and it's for similar reason why I was angry on commentary against Riori, because I want these players to improve. I want these players to get to use those cool ass characters that they're playing, that they're of most potential, not be sad people afterwards. And Top Shooter, like, he has a zoning game. It's all there. I'm happy, but the problem is his both pressure is linear, and he's a happy person about 5 UU and 5 HH, which genuinely pisses me off.
So, something you mentioned there was that his pressure is very linear. What do you mean by that?
You can see him always going for the similar options. Here we go, Universal Overhead. I was about to go for the bomb into Universal Overhead. There's generally never a change in his playstyle. Probably most of the reason is that he's never challenged on that, and the reward is just insane for getting the hit. People could learn that you can spot dodge the grenade or reaction and not get the bomb on you, because that's how Eustace gets a lot of damage on you. Nice spot dodge, nice dodge on the command grab fireball there. No, command grab fireballs. Command dash fireballs.
But yeah, just quickly go back to the question 1 second. Why is linear pressure a bad thing?
Because you become predictable, and when you're predictable, you get countered way easier. The more predictable you are, the easier for your opponent to figure out what the answer is, and the more easier to figure out the effective gameplay against them.
That is what I was looking for. Yeah. You hit the correct answer. It was on the test.
Bruh. I guess.
There we are. Single hit confirming the super. We were talking about it earlier, but that is something you can do at no expense to yourself, just to make sure that damage lands more consistently. So good stuff.
But now these two rounds... these 2 rounds were about Top Shooter, but let's talk about Adamantium, because we've seen Adamantium with Belial around here, playing already today. And, oh, here we go. Jumping on Eustace is very goddamn hard, because he probably has one of the... If Zeta has one of the strongest anti-airs, Eustace has the most consistent anti-air. With 2H and 2HH, which deals with a lot of stuff in this game.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of heavies in general press from Top Shooter, but Adamantium right now is trying to find a way to work his way in. We're seeing a lot of jump-ins again. There you go, 2 jump-ins in a row. Does get caught out there. Does whiff the super, and the super's going to kill.
Yep, that's
just a good conversion. So something from Adamantium that we saw in our set earlier when he was on is that he's very jump-in happy. And the reason that I wanted to get this set in particular on stream is because Top Shooter's anti-airs are very consistent, and Adamantium's jump-ins are very consistent. So I want to see how Adamantium structures his pressure differently against someone who is very competent at dealing with his main way of getting in. See the jump in again, the JH comes out. JH is a very good button for Bell because it covers a very wide arc and crushes a few things as well, since it's a heavy button. The Eustace 2H is again, like you were saying earlier, a very consistent anti-air button.
Generally speaking, Adamantium been jumping a lot, and now these anti-airs. I would like to like give a question, like an open question to Adamantium. What are you trying to jump? That is the question that you want to question as a player, because if you want to increase your jump-in effectiveness, start putting that as a problem. If you're always just jumping in and because it's the best pressure starting tool and the best damage starting tool, you're just gonna get anti-air. Let's just be real. Uh-huh. Gonna get some pressure. Oh, no, he pressed the button.
Let's
That's
get
not gonna be
scooped
it.
there. Oh my
What?
goodness.
I did
grab.
not see that was a command grab.
Very cool.
That was
You
the
got
L,
it.
that was the L command grab, and like that was just from the panic there. I couldn't see it. What the fuck?
But yeah, you made a very good point here. Asking yourself why you are approaching a certain way is very important. We see again the jump in there. Top Shooter was ready to do something, but it didn't come out in time. We see the jump in once more. Not caught out this time. Top Shooter's not anti-airing these as much as I was expecting him to in this round. Now Adamantium in the corner. Jump in to get out. Jump in is caught this time. Again, we got to ask the question, why are you jumping, especially when that jump is getting caught so consistently? And the next question you ask afterwards is, if this isn't working, what else do I have that I can use to get in?
Here we go. This is how you start. Oh, the Miri.
Yo! Let's go,
Bomb.
Miri.
Yeah. Another thing for Adamantium, you've noticed that Top Shooter's been doing this kind of command dash into jump back shoot. This is more of a useless matchup knowledge thing, but if you read it, you can just jump forward with him and get a full punish on it. It's something to have in mind because it is the best tool in his command dash arsenal there in pressure. And you still need to, but it still has ways to deal with it. Oh, good counter hit, good pick up there, not finishing it up though. Oh, big counter.
Again, remember to convert into your EX specials when you can, because the damage is consistent, and so is the knockdown. Double close heavy, converts here, does get the full combo, doesn't choose to burn the meter though.
Nope.
That did
routing.
no damage.
That did no damage, but it still killed. It's the
That was
most,
the most scaled combo I've seen all night.
it's the most optimal Crowley routing you can find.
Yes, it was.
For those that don't know, Crowley routing is putting as many hits into your combo to diminish the scaling as much as possible.
It's
And on your
named
super.
after beloved community member Curly.
Yes, and it's the one that probably killed a lot. I swear, a lot of points in the Will It Kill.
Yeah, Adamantium's got a big push going at the moment. Obviously, nearly full health. Nice 5U. Plus
Yeah.
range to the MVP. Top Shooter does decide to press afterwards, and he pressed. Now, this is an important thing. We were talking earlier about how to structure your pressure. You were plus. Your opponent pressed heavy.
What are you doing?
That is information for you.
Yeah, that's information. Yes. Another thing is now you kind of have to see the reason why this matchup. Miri is a well-known player in our community, one of the top players, which I dearly respect, to be honest. But the thing is, he made a matchup chart, and the three-player characters that make this Eustace unworkable, one of those three characters is Belial, and we're seeing the reason why. 5U just negates the whole zoning game of Eustace. Which
Yeah,
is
5U allows him to skip the zoning, but I think also we've seen it quite a lot. Adamantium's just able to press buttons on a character without a DP, and that can be pretty rough for Eustace. His defensive options are only the standard.
he just teleported into that throw.
Yeah, it happens. You roll with it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Alright.
Top Shooter taking the round here and putting himself on set point, but Adamantium taking a game in that last game. So
It's starting to work out.
progress
We've
is being
seen-
made.
What I like to see is that Adamantium's been like dealing with what Top Shooter's been putting out, right? So it's now on Top Shooter's side to adapt back. You're using too many fireballs. You can see that your boy is using the stance a lot, right? The parry. Oh,
Speaking of which,
yep. Here we go. Nice and clean. Gonna go for a. Could have just gone close heavy into SB8. Would have done a bit more damage there.
and
Why
yeah,
did-
the finish there again on the anti-air. We saw the jump-ins stop for a little bit there, and it started to get in through other avenues, but the jump-ins came back at the end, and the jump-ins would be what would end this set.
Yep, definitely. And with that, we are done with our beginner bracket 10th week. Yeah, 6 rounds. It was on the. No, it's not on the faster side. We've been 2.5 hours here. What the hell? Time just flies when I commentate with you, Cake.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice. That's nice of you to say. You know, I appreciate you as well, man.
oh yeah. Good job, mate. Thanks for being my co-commentator.
Yeah.
Now with that wholesome moment done, fuck your bubs.
Okay. All right, man. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for coming along this evening. I'm sure Lobsters will intro us out in a bit, but before that, I want to use my shilling for a second, because he did say before this stream started that he didn't mind to sign up to Vortex Gallery, which is on February 11th at 9. No, it's not at 9. It's at 17. No, I've got it completely wrong. Sorry, my brain just fried. It is at 7 p.m. CET. I tried to say both times at once on February 11th. Should be a very good time.
Definitely.
That is it. That is all the shilling I will do. It's okay.
There
I will
will be
keep
more
it
shilling.
contained.
You'll be getting pings left and right about it. I'm pretty sure Cake's goddamn marketing department is working full time.
My marketing department? What? You
Yeah.
mean me?
Exactly.
You mean me and the visuals that Trashy makes me?
Exactly.
For the beginners here, or the people who are just tuning in for this stream in particular, the Hard Edge Weeklies are tomorrow. This is Monday. They happen every week. They're first to 5 exhibition weeklies, where there is also beginner slots in there. So if you want to come along and have a gander at that will be tomorrow.
Have other
At
people
8 p.m.
commentate you as
Central.
well.
Other people commentate. I will be commentating tomorrow.
I'm not commentating.
You're not
tomorrow,
commentating.
which is weird.
Yeah. The beginner slots have always been there. The second slot
always-
of the weekly, or the second game of the weekly, has always been the beginner slot.
You get toast most of it.
Yeah.
For
But yeah,
better or
with
worse.
that, I don't
Nah,
think we
toast is
have
good. I mean,
too much else to say. Does Lobsters want to say anything?
Yeah, sorry, there was just a bit going on. But yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks everyone for turning up. And yeah, as Cake said, Vortex Gallery is happening at some point soon. It's not exactly beginner friendly, but it's an event with a lot of effort being put into it. It's got a lot of games running, and there's a ton of people working on it. So it would be great, even if it's not beginner friendly. I wouldn't worry about that. I think try and make this a big event and try and get as many people signed with this as you can. So I'd heavily encourage all
can
of
I
you signed for that.
interrupt
I'll drop
you,
the link for that in a
Lobsters?
second. Go ahead, alright.
Nerdle in the chat. This is directed not only to you, but to every beginner that are listening here. If you have an idea that you're not prepared for X tournaments, I'll give you out a secret. Nobody's prepared, ever. The thing is that I highly encourage not only these beginner brackets, but any kind of event that you can enter. And if you like this game a lot and you want to improve, because in my opinion, tournaments give you a very precise reasoning what you can fix or improve. You have only 2 chances to lose in the tournament till you're out. So if you lose those 2 games, you have 2 reasons why you lost. And you can start working on those very precisely. It's just my 2 cents here. It's
I agree with that.
no reason to dodge them with an idea that you're not prepared.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
top players are not prepared. It's just
And then-
tournament nerves are always there.
At the end of the day, you can play the game how you want, but if you decide to like improve and get better actively, you can't stick with beginner tournaments forever. You should try and experience these other tournaments. Even if you got 0-2, you should take that as an experience, as a learning experience. And if you can deal with that, that's already putting you above a bunch of other people. Just being able to consistently persevere. We all started down there. We all started going, entering these tournaments going 0-2, but through persevering, we got where we are now. But yeah, the bracket results, quote unquote. I can pull up the page. We still have a set that hasn't started. that's what was happening in the background. There were issues going on, but I mean it's Swiss. That doesn't affect the most of the outcome.
The results here are your games and your experience, not your standing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Though standings are also nice, so we'll take a look at those. Hua in a nice display. I think only just lost the last set against Playmaker, but still is first through the tiebreaker. Playmakers in second, Jibaks in third, and Top Shooters in fourth. Good showing from all those players. I'm fairly surprised at how strong a lot of beginners turning up, especially like Playmaker. And then we have Sean in fifth, Keto in sixth, Hellstrick in seventh, and Zella in eighth. And we can keep going, but you can see this yourself. Yeah, surprising display. A lot of names up there which I honestly would not have expected. So you love to see it. You love to see other people turning up and making names in the bracket.
They're both old names and both new names as well. We have to always be appreciative of new players trying the game and trying to improve here, and testing their luck in the beginner bracket.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep on the good work.
How does the tiebreaker work? So it's basically left to right. Obviously scores first. The tiebreaker column specifically is basically, did you win against people in the same score as you? So did Hua win against Playmaker, etc.? This is, in this case, is tied. So it goes again to the buck nodes, which is like a metric. It's basically the sum of your opponent's scores. So since Hua's buck nodes is higher than Playmaker's, Hua wins that tiebreaker over Playmaker. So that puts Hua in first. The points difference doesn't matter because it's left to right. There's no order of priority there. But yeah, I mean, this set will just affect the placings down here. Oh, they're both 0-4. Well, I hope that doesn't discourage. Well, neither of them will be. Oh, they can't both be 0-4 now after this. So there is that. Only one person will have 0 wins. But I hope that doesn't discourage. Like, it's the same for Swiss. I hope that doesn't discourage people having, not winning and not taking any wins. I hope your sets were at least close enough that you enjoyed the experience. I hope you at least got something out of it from the commentators commentating over your sets. I believe everyone was on stream at least once, so I'm a bit more than others, but it happens. But yeah, I think it's important just to take away the experience, take away what you learned, rather than focusing on your end result too much, especially at such an early beginner stage.
Yeah.
Are you dead, Cake?
I'm here.
Okay.
I was letting you go off, Rumpy. It's all good.
Do either of you have anything else to add?
Come along to the Hard Edge Weeklies tomorrow so you can learn about the world's worst kept secret that will be happening starting next Saturday.
Yeah, no one
That's
knows
it.
what it could be. I mean, they
No one
they
knows.
actually
It's
don't.
not like I
No one
outlined
knows.
it a month ago, no.
Well, they actually don't know
Is
what it could be.
amazing.
The beginners probably won't know what it will be, but if you add up the pieces of I'm a TO and I won't stop going on about my own events, then there you go. There's just spoilers. Anyway, rollback announced tomorrow on the weeklies. That's it. That's correct. Dudikov is completely correct.
Dudikov spitting.
Actually, that is a good point. If you are new here and you're looking at this game and going, wow, this game has a very active community, I've heard there's nothing happening with this game anymore. You're wrong. There is a Granblue announcement happening this Saturday at 7:45 Central European Time in the morning. We will get our next news on the game. I'm uncertain at the moment if I'm going to be able to do an English restream of that, but if I'm not, I will make sure that the word is spread of where you can go to see that news as it happens. And yeah, that's it. That's all I've got to say. Thank you for having me on commentary. It's been a lot of fun, even if I did not know what a jump arc was.
Well, we're all learning here today.
We're
Yeah.
all beginners deep down inside. It's okay.
But yeah, thanks for my 2 commentators for helping me out. Thanks for the players for signing up and playing. Thanks everyone for watching. Let's check if Mr. Womble Man himself is doing his NF bracket.
Womble is doing his DNF at the moment, yep.
Alright, so we'll raid him if you want to stick around for some game, either way.
Mm-hmm.
Do a little cheeky raid on Titanic Womble.
Alright, yeah. So thank you all that participated and watched here. Don't worry, if you have more questions and they were not answered, you can always ping people in the device at HAB. We're always there to help. Remember
Yeah.
to always have fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.